Hi folks, welcome to episode number 34 of the Masks of Nyarlathotep campaign here at Immortals Inc. in Rocky River on the west side of Cleveland. I'm John, Game Master here, and we left things after a rather interesting encounter last week, so before we recap on how we got there, what if we have everybody introduce themselves really quick?
I'm Diana, I play Trinidad Rizzo, and I'm a dilettante.
I'm Hugh, I play Roland Kurtz, a physicist.
I'm Nate, I play Sean O'Donnell,
And I'm Richard McGuire, and I play a hobo named Samus.
And Mel, who has been playing Elle, is currently on a vacation, which is fitting since her character is healing, let's say, at the moment. So why don't we get to why her character might be healing at the moment with a D6 roll from everybody, please.
Two.
I see two twos. Roll them off, please.
3.
You guys are consistent.
Oh, you have to get this.
4.
All right, Diana, tell us what happened last
All I
time.
know for sure is we blew up.
Well, why don't we start from the beginning? Do you remember how the session started?
I think we were just down in the cave or the temple in the.
Well, you were in the caves,
tunnels.
and there was a flight of stairs leading down.
Yes. I bravely went first down the flight of the stairs. I didn't. I really didn't. So we encountered a lot of things down there.
It was a dungeon crawl. We went to the bottom of the Sphinx. That's some mutated.
And we didn't get any loot.
Well, there was a.
We met a god.
We met a god. We did meet a god.
Yeah.
Was he a god? The god?
Who knows?
I remember there was a leech pit.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool.
And what did we
you could
throw?
roll
What
with.
did we throw in the leech pit?
We threw
What all people should throw in.
the things that we were killing. The lion person or something. We were attacking a lion person,
Alligator,
Yeah.
an alligator person, and
a bird person.
a bird person, which were
And
all
one more.
killed. One more?
Yep.
It was hungry,
Hippo.
hungry.
Oh. I forgot.
Hippopotamus.
So we succeeded and killed all them,
The
but
hippopotamus.
they latched on to L and I believe Nate pretty bad. It wasn't
Yeah,
one
we
biting
both
you.
got banged up pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a nasty fight.
Yep.
Okay.
So from there we after that that's when we moved up.
Not
To-
yet.
Not yet. We came across a sarcophagi
Yep.
on a platform. We realized that it was Queen
Need to crease.
Nitocris and decided that we took
That's
the
what I meant about
artifacts.
up the ladder.
And then we decided to destroy the remains of Queen Nitocris with dynamite.
Yeah, that's right.
The remains that we think of her.
Something was coming down the stairs one way.
Stairway from
That's what
heaven.
we think.
Yes, something probably pretty bad.
Darkness was coming.
Yes, something horrible.
Yeah.
And
Green
we decided to flee.
No.
We went up some stairways. I believe it's a stairway to an odd
Throne room.
throne room.
Why I brought extra.
I don't know. And I have a drinking problem. What was it? It was like green stone that was oozy and full of mucus or something.
Yeah.
Something unnerving.
I don't know, I
And
wasn't up
I
there.
forget whose character had the bright idea. There's two exits. There's a big hole into nothingness and stairs that something was coming down. So we decided to go into the hole of nothingness.
There was one other exit in the room that you guys chose not to follow.
bridge.
Remember
Yes,
that?
the bridge. Yes.
No, there was the bridge, but there was one other exit from the room.
Oh, the red hole in the ground.
Exactly,
Oh,
the red
that's right.
staircase
That's
leading
right.
down.
Something glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Normally glowing red.
It's color coded. I can remember.
Fair
If it wasn't color coded, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, if there was like a pleasant breeze or something, I think we would have been more apt to choose that as a way out.
Okay.
as it was, as we left through a portal that we activated, we met with the Black Pharaoh, or what we can assume was the Black Pharaoh. We don't know. Who wanted to either have us join him.
We got to watch family videos.
Yes, we watched a vision of the Carlisle expedition being slaughtered.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's right.
Which is odd because
We
we
did
know
see
that
that.
didn't happen.
Nephrin.
Correct.
I didn't see anything. I had my eyes closed the whole time.
But,
Too late.
and I thought it odd. In fact, I was actually laughing at the god because he is asking, asking mortals to stop what they were doing, which means we're being effective at whatever we're doing, even if we're bumbling around and dying. We're still putting a big wrench in their design. So, yay us, I guess. And then, of course, Elle is just completely batshit crazy at the moment, and will continue to be so for a little bit, I think.
How she got there might be a little important, though.
Oh, she tapped into another god, an ancient Egyptian god.
ISIS.
Yes.
Who?
Had defeated Queen Neocrease before.
No,
Or Neoprene, what's her name?
not Nidacrease. Even better. Nephrin Ka,
Nephrin
who was the one buried at the temple at the peak of the Bent Pyramid, which is the port where the portal dropped us off at when we entered.
Yes.
So we didn't see Nyarlathotep. We saw either a shadow of Nephrin Ka or something.
We saw something that was
Saw-
powerful.
Yeah.
I think, I'm hoping at least, that we may have to go back. I think blowing up that sarcophagus may have cleansed the area, but
And banishing Nephrin Ka, both may have cleansed that area. I think the combination of that may have cleansed it.
Roland, you've been studying the Necronomicon, right?
Yep.
So, from that, you know that Nyarlathotep has 1,000 different masks,
Mm-hmm.
and Black Pharaoh is one of them.
Yeah. And then reviewing the notes from Declan and the other group, I think Roland's conclusion is that we have cleansed this area to seal one of the pillars for the ritual meant to summon Nyarlathotep,
No, we know where the seal goes. It goes on the top of the pyramid.
or the Red Pyramid,
Yeah.
which is a mile away, kilometer away.
I think that might be. I don't think he would be making that assumption.
It might be premature.
I think that might be premature. Since you may recall, there is a major cult still active
Mm-hmm.
in Cairo.
That's right.
You guys remember the name of that cult leader?
Yeah, but his name should not be spoken.
Well, there's that, yes.
Omar al-Shakti.
Yeah.
the Dark Brotherhood.
Brotherhood of... Yep.
Yes.
The Black Pharaoh.
So we have these artifacts that are going to probably get us killed.
That's right. And the fact that we have 2 of 3 of them means that...
You have 2.
Yeah, but there was a third one, the girl, which we also discovered.
Which means we can't summon the thing either.
More importantly, the Brotherhood can't summon the thing either. But I think all of it's really irrelevant because we completely destroyed Nitocrease. And I think that the 3 artifacts were needed in order to resurrect her. And the room that we were in under the Sphinx was her resurrection site for the ritual needed to resurrect her body. And that is never going to happen. But that doesn't mean these artifacts aren't powerful artifacts.
And there's 100 chambers we haven't gone down.
It's true too.
Or all the side tunnels, right?
Yeah. So we need to figure out a way to hide or destroy these artifacts to make sure that they can never be used, because we don't know what kind of power is actually in these artifacts. But if they have the power to resurrect a couple 1,000-year-old queen, and I think she's important for the ritual needed to summon Nyarlathotep here. So the fact that she cannot be resummoned.
Well, this was also the original place where the Carlisle expedition went, where they broke the original seal.
That's right.
This is like epicenter for it.
That's right.
So,
And they went into a secret chamber in the Bent Pyramid, and I think that the pyramid where Nephrin Ka is that secret chamber. And just like him asking us, we would be granted whatever we wanted, that the Carlyles asked him for something, power, knowledge, whatever was he granted.
evildoers do. Yeah.
Whatever was he granted made them insane.
Well, yeah.
But we did learn one very important thing. The very last image that we saw, that he was trying to show us that it would be futile to resist him by showing us what the Carlyles did.
The flying monkeys?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Wizard of Oz, I'm sorry.
Yeah, wrong story. But he showed us, Nefrenka showed us an image of Jack Brady also
Being killed. Which he was
Which
not.
was
He
not
was
true.
not. So Nefrenka
Well, I mean,
was lying
it could be
to us.
now, but when that happened, supposedly happened.
Yeah.
Because he's still in Shanghai.
No, he's not.
Did he blow up?
He is gone.
Okay, well.
Vapor.
Well, he was with
He was with the boat.
the boat. I looked at, or
He was on the island.
No, he was on the island. He was leading the 30. He was leading the other group.
but didn't
Chinese nationalists.
That's right. He was leading the Chinese nationalists.
kind of my last character, wasn't he in the boat with me? And as we were rolling away from the island,
You weren't in the boat. You're the one who detonated the
or
explosive.
we were in the rowboat.
No, she set a
We were
timer.
in a
Yeah,
rowboat.
they were in a rowboat.
Oh.
And
leaving
Jack
the
was
island.
with me, and I was gazing into his eyes, and we
Oh.
died.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I got ya.
yeah. So they weren't technically on the island. They might have been as much as 50 or 60 feet off.
It was a
shore.
romantic.
Yeah.
It was a romantic death in the sea.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like the end of Rogue One.
Your final sunset.
Yeah, your final.
It was a
right.
final sunset.
Right.
Beautiful.
So, you guys don't have to do this, but I seem to recall somebody had kind of a checklist of leads that you had in Egypt. Does that sound familiar? Diana?
I think it was honestly. I think
Probably
it was.
L.
No, yeah.
Oh, was it? I thought Diana had one.
No, I think she had it.
Okay.
It's always convenient to work out that way.
It is. I just thought it might be worth considering some of those if you've got that checklist handy. If you don't,
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
heard that.
So, but we can certainly go over the things that we know. We can go over the things that we don't know.
I don't know anything.
Or I say, we can go over the things that we know we know. We can go over the things that we know we don't know. And then we go over the things that we know we don't know that we don't know.
that's
I don't even know what you just
that's
said.
a pretty long list.
Yeah.
We just talking about Egypt or all the
Just
places?
Egypt.
We haven't met the guy in charge yet.
Right. I'm sure that is going to happen very soon.
I know one thing was we were
Fucking
supposed to
ruined his
go meet
plans.
the witch lady or something. Was a
Well, we had the
was one of
doctor
the
come
things.
by,
Yeah, but he is
but
not.
he really doesn't know how to destroy these artifacts.
Right.
I think we may be.
Go to
His
the witch
suggestion
lady, I
was
We're going to donate them to the
perhaps an
museum.
active volcano, but we did throw them into a steel forge, which is just as hot and didn't really do it. But
Couldn't sink as far though.
Yeah, it's also retrievable when you put it into a forge. And for example, we figured that out firsthand.
Pun fully intended.
Right. But you can't just go diving into a bed of lava
you could.
and expect to come swimming out of it.
Gollum did it.
But he didn't survive. Returned
Oh,
to
you
it.
want him to survive too? No.
Yes.
Can't have it all, dude.
Yeah. So I posed a ridiculous question about the rifts. Was a Rift Valley in Ethiopia or wherever it's at.
Mhm.
If that has exposed lava pits. And we're not too far away from Ethiopia.
Jellystone?
Honestly, though, what do we still have to do here in Egypt?
Try to put an end to the Brotherhood here. Or if
Put a
we,
brick on top of a pyramid.
and we got to do that. So that's at least 2 weeks. We have at least 2 weeks here.
Today is the 24th. Oh no,
It's the day after the new moon or something like
Yeah, so it'd be the 24th of June, because we were in that chamber for 2 weeks, or something, or a week.
3 days or something.
Or a while, yeah.
Days, yeah.
I have 17th through the 24th.
So yeah, so the new moon will be on the 6th of July, so
When's the next full moon? That's what we gotta worry about.
we missed it already.
We didn't.
We did. It was the 21st.
The full moon is the 21st?
No, the 6th, I'm sorry, the 6th of June was the full moon. The next full moon is the 6th of July.
Okay. So just a week.
No, we
2
have
weeks
1, 2, 3,
away.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 13 days, so less than 2 weeks.
Okay. So we have to survive for 2 weeks. So I think we're going to be hunted because we have these artifacts.
We've already been hunted.
Yeah. But we haven't seen what the Brotherhood is capable of yet. All we know is that we have been sort of spied on and followed by the Brotherhood, but we've never been approached yet by them.
We haven't been to the dig site yet either.
In Memphis. That's right. Also on the way, if we decide to do that, we can stop at this mystic's place south of Cairo. We gotta meet her. She might have information about the Brotherhood. Or at least about the history of stuff going on. Some more esoteric history.
I have an idea. So, you guys do you remember before from when I was saying the whole idea of having that pool of people under an assumed corporation or assumed organization?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that at all? Or?
Elder Signs Incorporated?
Well, I just named it the Sullivan Trust because it was set up by basically it's a way to funnel money and people who know about basically in out of game terms it means that when our characters die you can bring in another character that already kind of knows what's going on because all these people have kind of
Sharing
yeah,
ideas and sharing knowledge and stuff.
by delving into some esoteric stuff you come across people like minds and so
Before the internet.
yeah well before the internet but I was thinking that perhaps we could have a safe house for these artifacts if we need to through this trust. We could take those artifacts and send them to said safe house. Problem is we need to have somebody competent to go with them.
Well, the second problem is if you put all the stuff in the same spot, then there's only one spot that needs to be compromised.
Well, this is everywhere. I mean,
So it's not one spot?
well, it's not just one spot. I mean, we're talking. There's one part of it's in Cleveland, another part's probably in New York, another part would probably be
Boston.
yeah, and then as far as the world goes, I mean, it could be anywhere. I mean, my thought was because let's face it, this game is a bit of a meat grinder when it comes to characters. If we want to, I need a character and I'm in Australia. Okay, well, part of this, group of
Our Australian
like-minded-
network has
Yeah.
2 agents.
I'm not saying like
Yeah.
Illuminati type of influence here, but I'm just meaning like a group of people that have either they call like in Delta Green, they call it Delta Green friendlies, people who kind of know about the mythos but aren't actively engaged in it, or people who are engaged in it and funnel in their information as a way to help combat it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pulpy. I like it.
So instead of us having these highly dangerous and sought after artifacts on our persons at this time, we could send, like I said, we just need to find somebody competent enough.
Just put them in the warehouse crate with the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
We should go back and check on the warehouse.
That's what I'm saying. The warehouse, all of that stuff needs. Okay, this will go to Boston. This will go to wherever. We just need to have, like I said, competent people to either go along with this stuff.
Pretty
or,
sure Dr. Alexander would be willing to help out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think Kurtz might have contacts with, or has reached out to the Steele family, which are actually the bishops in Boston. It was like, the Millionaires Club of Boston. So maybe through Kurtz, we could set up a contact with Declan Steele's family.
And as odd as it sounds, I could actually use, with my medical background, shipping some of it to Cleveland via cadavers, in care of the Cleveland Clinic.
You're going to shove statues inside?
Not inside the cadavers, but...
It's like you're going to sew up these artifacts in the body?
But you get what I'm saying. Something
Yeah, you should.
nondescript.
Which is actually a really good idea, by the way.
Yeah.
They call that the prison purse.
Yeah. I think all of this is a cool idea.
Alright.
But the question is when did we start this?
You want this to be retroactive then? I'd say as soon as we realize that having it all in one crate in a now dead character's name,
Yeah.
be like, okay, this is not a good idea, and start being like, okay, this stuff can go here, this stuff can go there, this stuff can go.
Well, we saw how
What's
well
in that crate?
sending everything to New York.
Can you
did.
toss me a piece of paper? I want to put down, what do we have? I know we got a ton of books.
We have some paintings.
You got paintings?
Alright, so
We have some statues.
you're keeping the Necronomicon, right? But
We have a scroll.
No.
You're not keeping it? Well,
I'm-
you're holding on to
I'm
it.
holding on to it. And it may be indefinitely, but it's not mine.
Alright.
I mean, Kurtz's. It honestly depends.
The library slip at the back of the book has your name on it.
Yeah. With no expiration date. Or return by date.
Alright, so the books I'll send that to Cleveland, care of Father O'Toole. Okay?
Okay.
That was Sully's buddy who knew all about the mythos and his little...
Serious question here.
Are Trinidad and Samus okay with this, or are you guys not involved in this planner?
Trinidad has contacts in Peru, does she
I'm
not?
gonna say, yeah, I'm fine with all that, separating it all. You know
Send
what
them
we're
to
doing?
Hobo Nation. Donate them to the church. The church knows how to hide stuff.
Question though is, would the church, through Solly's name or that church in Cleveland, would they be okay hanging on to like
Here's what-
mythos books?
This is what you gotta understand. Sully, after Peru, wasn't quite the same, and his buddy, Father O'Toole, started to think that they were like the instruments of God, and came up with like their own little Gladius D type of thing. So they, in Cleveland, in one of the safe houses that he had, is a arsenal and a library.
Okay. So what does Trinidad have to offer? Remember, the character Trinidad was
I mean, you're wealthy. So
not only wealthy, but she was also an archivist at the Museum of Peru,
She was a graduate student.
or a graduate student. Yeah, who worked at the museum. So
So I would imagine I have plenty of connections there.
yeah,
So we can send an artifact to Peru to hands that are part of our little trust.
yeah. So we might have like a group. A
Because I
small
think
collective.
breaking
Is the
up
guy
those
that I
artifacts
studied
is a good
under
idea.
with there, is he still alive?
He
Yes.
is.
Yes.
He is.
Yeah. So we can send him to him.
Yeah, you absolutely could. You
He's
know, a good working
trustworthy.
Is it
relationship.
safe? Is it secret?
I'm trying to remember what his name is.
I'm gonna look right
Yeah,
now to see if I
don't
I'm looking
can.
it up now, but
Let's see.
it's been a while since I have thought
That was a
about-
side adventure, right? That wasn't part of the main.
Well,
It was a setup for the main.
But it wasn't in the main adventure book, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it is.
Oh, is it?
Peru.
Okay. I thought it was a extra.
It's
add-on.
basically to introduce you to Mr. Elias.
Yeah.
Nope. My notes start after Peru.
After Peru.
Yep. Oh wait a minute. Here's a picture of a pyramid.
That was Peru.
Yeah, that was Peru. All right.
Professor Sanchez. Professor Nemesio. Nemesio.
Can you-
Sanchez.
Can you do that one more time?
Nemesio Sanchez with an accent over the A, if we're keeping track.
Right, so he's going to give him the crown.
We don't have the crown. The crown is in the Indian Ocean right now.
No, not that crown.
Not that crown.
Oh, okay.
The one that we just acquired.
Oh.
It was the crown of
Neoprene.
neoprene.
Guys, we have one problem. We no longer have
Only one?
an exporter and importer. How are we going to get these artifacts?
He said he was
out?
shipping them in dead bodies. We just got through discussing.
Not everything.
It seemed
Not
like a
everything.
fun time. Why not go all the way?
We can hire
I'm trying to.
Well, I have the occupational benefit is calling connections in any field.
Yeah, and you do
so
have.
I should give me the benefit to have somebody that
In the import-export business
Yes.
that can help us get through the legalese?
Sure,
The
absolutely.
bigger thing is,
and you've also got archaeological credentials. So you could say, these are research samples that have already been cleared.
the thing is, and this is where it'll get a little interesting.
Our
is
forgery person isn't
we
here.
need to
That's correct.
we need to send
and
these.
the forgery person isn't in her right mind right now.
Yeah.
So even if she was here, she wouldn't be here, is what you're trying to tell me.
I'm saying her forgeries might not be her most convincing work.
Yeah. Dr. Poopy Pants is not going to be...
Little Mickey Mouse stamps.
Yeah.
But finding somebody to go along with it, and this is where it might become interesting, as they could possibly be new PCs.
Mhm.
So I'm saying we reach out to send out a telegram, hey, we need some people to come to Cairo for important, trust business or whatever. And these people come to take the artifacts away. Now it's going to take a little bit of time. We got almost 2 weeks.
It's definitely not enough time anywhere in the world to get anybody from anywhere to
I'm not saying
Cairo.
I'm not saying from the U.S. What I'm saying is from the people that would be close to this area.
Uh-huh.
So you have Europe, Africa,
Portions of Europe. A lot of Europe couldn't get to Cairo in 2 weeks.
southeastern Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people
Italy.
from Italy and
Italy
Greece
and
and Sicily
Yeah.
and Portugal.
wouldn't
Yeah.
there possibly be connections in where
The point is, we can have these people
Cairo?
come from literally anywhere. You could have a dude from Australia
I
who
can have
just happens to
connections
be
here,
You absolutely can.
wherever.
Yeah.
Professor I got my dude up there.
Mhm.
Great.
But at the very least, it's going to take a little bit of time for people, a week or so, for people to start coming. Which
Just to
means we
organize
need to
it,
find.
I think.
Yeah, I
Right.
think
To organize it, really more or less.
I think we should figure out how to allocate our
How-
group resources to get this set up.
How do we get the stuff back when we need it, in 20 minutes?
Well, I was thinking about that when
I
he
need
first
that
said
book.
it.
Oh,
I was
shit,
like, what
it's 3
happens when
months
we
away.
need it? And then stuff is everywhere. How do we get to all this stuff?
I
Or
think
we
that's
have it
just-
all just shipped at one time to this
Well,
one spot. That
I
we
really
need
think.
it.
I think.
But that's going to take a month, and we need it now.
Well.
So
I mean, I think a part of what we should think about for this network is
We need to have coded messages sent once a week saying, hey, our warehouse is still intact. Hasn't
Yeah.
been blown up yet.
Yeah, and that can be just a part of out of game networking. We'll set it all up now so we create the presence of our network. So when
How
we need,
plausible is this? Like, let's say out of character as a GM. Is this okay? Is this with you or?
I'm not adverse to you guys doing this.
Okay.
I think you might be underestimating the cost and the speed with which you can do these things, right? I mean, you can send a telegram someplace and it can get to most places on the globe within a couple of days, but that's expensive. If you send a letter, sometimes the letter's going to take a month. If you send a package, depending on how much money you're willing to spend, that can take 2-3 months to get places around the globe. So establishing this kind of a network is going to be very time consuming.
why can't we just try to bury these things in different points right
Well-
now and just take them with us when we leave?
I mean, that brings up option 2 in my mind of creating a safe house here in a hub like Cairo, but that would also be a lot of resources to get not only people who are keen on the mythos, but just
The people that are looking
protection.
for the stuff
Right.
is in the same area.
Right.
And we really haven't made any substantial contacts.
We have. They've just all died.
Dr. Kafor's
Dr.
still alive.
But
Yeah. He's not going to mess with the Dark Brotherhood.
No, but he
Which
also
means
might not.
we should neutralize them. So should that
Yeah.
like
What about the cat people?
Yeah, that's.
I already suggested that in the beginning.
That
but
might be
I
a
don't-
good way in.
I don't think putting all the things there is a good idea.
No, not even putting them all there. But
Just
maybe
especially
she
if
can help
just some
us.
drunken buffoon walked
Maybe
in
she
there
can
before.
help us find other places to put things. Maybe she has.
Yeah, as like a safe place.
Yeah, maybe show
Like,
them other places.
She might be able to put these artifacts out of sight of the Brotherhood. She has the ability to take care of the Brotherhood when they get too close to her.
Well, we
So
don't
that's-
even know what side.
You have mythos?
I do,
Then
but I'm
you
just
do.
saying. I don't think that the cats are necessarily on our side. They're just cats.
No,
They're for
not.
themselves.
No. I know a secret.
Oh yeah.
They like you.
Yeah, they like you. For one,
They trust you.
you give them milk. They love you.
And it's not about being on the side. I mean, we've formed an alliance with them, kind of like we're helping them. They help us. We help you.
Yeah, that Bastass killed like 6 Brotherhood for us.
We found the scrolls for them.
Yeah. And she gave you permission of all of us
To just read the scrolls, not to take them or anything.
No, but
Yeah, but that's a
that
privilege.
should be
Yeah.
That's a privilege. Which means she trusts you somewhat.
And that's another thing we can do to blow off a week if you just want to get to the full moon. I can go read more stuff.
Well, I have
Yeah.
a good feeling that it's more than like in this week
We're not going to make our deadline anyway, even if we go all out.
we kind of need to neutralize this Brotherhood and the fact that it's been
We don't
around
know
for
what the
a
big
long,
monster is.
long time.
You always have to assume that there's like a big monster.
I think we've prevented the big monster from coming, though. Honestly, the big monster was probably Nitocris.
What's odd though is maybe just because we didn't explore the entire rooms, it might behoove us to go back there.
I say no. I say no.
I say I would there.
They'll never expect us coming back.
There was a reason
that's
behind
probably
that,
true
but I
too.
can't-
Like, who would come back to that?
The closer we are to danger, the further we are from harm.
Yeah.
If anything, I think I'd want to go into the next pyramid to start
Or the
studying
dig
that
site.
to see where we have to,
We haven't been to yet.
what we have to close.
We just have to climb it. We don't have to go inside of it, because that seal
Was
was
at
at
the
the
top.
peak,
Yeah.
and Jack Brady told the.
But there might be nice things inside of it. Maybe a secret storage room we could store our loot.
It's probably it's a bad idea.
All right, so
Well, actually, that might not be bad, because the Red Pyramid was specifically built to lock the Pharaoh Neferka in his chamber. So maybe there is some protective magic there, and if we seal it and also seal those evil artifacts within it, evil can't get in.
well, I don't know about sealing it. Like you said,
I
we
mean,
might have to
like-
get back to them. But if you, all right, it's logistically speaking, you want to turn a pyramid into a safe house, basically. That's the suggestion.
Sure.
So to do
Our
that,
little pyramid.
okay, no, that's fine. I'm not saying I'm against it because
little red pyramid.
once we
I
make
call
the
it-
seal and put it on top of there, I mean that's. But we also need individuals who know about the mythos and are willing to fight against it to be there to ensure that what stays in there is in there.
Hopefully we won't need any of the stuff we put in it. Like, we don't need it future.
I
Well,
wouldn't seal them in there.
the
I would
doctor-
think that we would need these.
Dr. Kafour.
Won't
Knows
do
the
boo
mythos.
until
Wait a minute. Do we need those? Would
Those-
we
No.
need those
this
items?
brotherhood
I don't
is
think the 2 things we
neutralized.
just got we will need.
Yeah, because that is for
But we might need some other
to
stuff.
raise.
You know, the other thing too is, like, I think we'd have a lot easier time of convincing the powers of Cairo that are against the Brotherhood that we can be trusted, and
how do we go about doing that, and who are they? Do you even know who they are?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if we take out the Brotherhood, then we have proven ourselves trustworthy.
Didn't we talk to somebody already that was like totally against the Brotherhood?
Bast chick is the only one I can think of.
K4.
Well, he's more afraid of the Brotherhood.
Well, he's
like
not an ally of them.
Yeah. I think that he might not want to touch these artifacts or even house them at the museum, even in some safe vault.
He did want them.
Well,
Yeah,
but
you're
then
the
we
one that
told him
convinced him not to want them.
We
no,
don't
he
want
said,
them.
I don't want to touch them.
No,
we
he
told
did
him,
want them. He
Yeah,
wanted
he
to put them on
wanted 'em.
display.
But then we told him they belong to the
Yeah,
Brotherhood.
that's your fault. He could have had them.
No, but he wanted them on display. What's to stop the Brotherhood from just walking in and taking them back?
Exactly.
And what security guard's going to stop a freaking immortal wizard?
I'm just saying.
Or some like spear of Nefren Ka. You know, some security guard with his nightstick ain't gonna do shit.
So,
I think we need to do some outreach. I think trying to ask for the Bast woman's help might be
I like
step
that.
one. And that's
I
gonna-
like the witch too. We're supposed to go talk to her at one point. Maybe she can help
She's a
us.
mystic. Yeah, I mean she might
well,
have.
all right,
She
hold
might
on,
be
hold
able
on.
to disguise them somehow, put a spell on them or something that
Hold on. One.
people look at them as a different thing and they don't see what they're actually it is. Maybe she could do something. I don't know.
What is the list of stuff that we have? Does anybody have a list of stuff that we have?
No,
Mel does.
I don't have any
You
list at all.
usually has all that good
But
stuff.
Mel, we gave all those notes to Mel, and then she wrote them all down.
She
But
was
I
the
could-
archivist.
She's the archivist.
I know
Which we need in
I
our
mean,
little
I could
group
tell
on.
you what some of the stuff was.
the crown and the necklace for sure we had.
Right. So we have the crown.
Yep.
I'm just gonna put in the green.
We had the Necronomicon.
Yep.
The borrowed copy.
Okay, you ready?
All right, shoot.
This is a list of total stuff that I know we have. I do have check marks, but you'll have to refresh my memory of what those mean. Shoot, I can't even read my own handwriting. Awesome.
Amongst the Stones.
Well, I got a list
Life
of.
is a God. I'll just start naming.
Yeah.
Well, we have
stuff.
Final Confessions of Gaspar Farago.
Yeah.
We have
Mnemonic, the Narcotic manuscripts.
manuscripts, the Selection de la
Yep.
Verne,
Yep.
Amongst the Stones, Life is a God,
Yep.
Africa's Dark Sex,
Yep.
The Song of the Jinn,
Yep.
and that's all I have on my paperwork.
Secret Mysteries of Asia. 7 cryptical books of San.
Asia. What's the next book?
7 cryptical books of San. H-S-A-N.
Okay.
We have a black statue, a bust of the Black Pharaoh. And then I wrote guns, paintings, other artifacts, and scrolls. What the fuck was I thinking?
So the paintings, I believe, refer to the ones that you took from the painter's house who was in contact with the snake man.
There were other
Yes,
paintings.
in London.
Yeah.
In London.
There was.
We
we
had paintings.
destroyed the one that sent us to
Right.
pre-Neolithic times. So
We had
that
3
one's
sets
gone.
of paintings.
Okay.
We had paintings from Shipley.
That was the
We had
guy in
paintings
London.
from the house on the island that we took. And then we had a painting that she bought at the fair.
I took a painting out of a house.
Yeah, on the island.
Of the Queen with her 3
That's right.
artifacts.
That's Queen.
well,
Yeah.
no, that one was
No, that
from
was-
the
It was
fair.
That's right. That
it
was
was
from the fair.
the guy that we went to his house. Who got killed?
It
We
was
went to his house.
oh, I forget, like Wagyu House or whatever it was called, or Milu House. I
Remember
don't
we went to
know.
his place and it was real nice. He had a real nice apartment.
Oh, right. That was Edward Gavignon's personal apartment in London.
Oh, it wasn't
Yeah.
his mansion on the island?
No.
Okay, I knew it was one of his
So
houses.
Gavignon's.
He had an apartment.
What was it a picture of?
I
it
think it was
was-
the same that I seen like at that.
I don't think so. I think it was some Egyptian landscape of some sort, and hieroglyphics were on it.
That sounds more accurate.
But I don't think we didn't translate it at the time.
Well, I didn't know how to read it at the time.
Right. So, but we did keep it.
It's in the crate,
It's
in the
crate.
warehouse.
Right. So I'm trying to decipher what I meant by artifacts, other than the.
We
Well-
we could just throw this all on John and just be like, so we go to the. What do we have in the crate?
Oh, that's if you do that, I've got an easy answer for
Yeah, I
that.
know.
Stuff.
It's
No,
gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. Are we doing this for nothing?
We also have the Confessions of Gasper
Farrago. That was from Peru. All right, this is where my notes on our book stop. All right,
Well,
from Peru we have the Final Confessions of Gaspar Farrago.
Yeah.
From the USA we have mnemonic manuscripts.
Yeah.
Selection de Laverne.
Yeah.
Amongst the Stones, Life is a God.
Yeah.
Africa's Dark Sex.
Yeah.
And then in London I have the Song of the Jinn.
Yeah.
Those are the books.
We got a couple books and a couple scrolls from China too.
That's right.
From the what's her face?
Yep. Secret Mysteries of Asia.
From your your former paramour.
Yeah, and then the 7 Cryptical Books of San.
Yes.
And I think the scrolls are those scrolls that were retranslated into English to teach us the ritual to seal
I think there were other scrolls other than that.
No, the 7 Cryptical Books of San were the scrolls that you translated.
Okay.
Those are... Okay.
Okay.
From England, which books did you say you had? Song of the Jinn.
That's all I have in here. I remember, not Mufasa, Mustafa. He had a couple of books that he didn't want anybody to see. I don't know if he had them on his person when he was incinerated, or actually no, he was blown to bits. So
They wouldn't have been on his person on the island, though.
I don't know. Who knows?
If they were at the hotel, then Richard, then Samus grabbed all of our stuff and probably
There
brought it
were-
with him back to the States.
Okay, if you guys recall if I recall correctly, you guys were in the basement of the Penhew Foundation.
yes,
There was a shelf of books,
That's right.
and you guys burned it rather
Me-
than taking any of those books.
That's right. Me, yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, we've kind of done scorched earth the entire time, so I think we'll stick with that.
Yeah, because that is the only group of books I see that you
And they happen to
could
have all
have
the useful
acquired
spells though.
that you have not mentioned.
Okay. I'm trying to think of some of the other artifacts. I think one of them was a small.
Well, so far I have the crown of
Yeah,
Green.
but that's.
We also have not the girdle, the what's the other artifact that we have?
You have a
The
mask
necklace.
Yeah.
from Juju House.
Oh yeah, the
Because we
bloody
had,
tongue
yeah.
mask,
we had
right?
2 masks and we threw one in the ocean. We kept one of the masks.
The mask, it's an African mask.
We have a bowl.
That if somebody puts it on their face, they have a vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody want to put it on their face right
No.
now?
No.
You sure? Okay. I'm pretty sure that is in your crate.
Yes.
right.
We have the bowl that sends
we
the
have a
dreams. That was a brass bowl, I believe.
copper, bronze.
Copper.
Oh, copper. Okay, so copper bowl. We also have some kind of a scepter from the Juju house. We have all the stuff from the Juju house. The scepter, the bowl.
What
the
did the
mask,
scepter do?
And the gloves.
The gloves and the cloak.
and the
There's a
cloak.
feathered cloak.
Yep, we have all that.
And we also have the containment box.
No, we don't.
Oh, is that at the bottom
That's
of
the
the ocean?
box that we used.
Okay.
To house the necklace that we
The
threw.
the Savai's.
Headdress. That's gone though.
It's gone.
We put that in the Indian
We
Ocean.
honestly hoped that the ritual
Would bind it,
would bind it,
Right.
would seal it.
but Deep One's got it. Now it's in Shanghai.
We don't know that. Hopefully, it's hidden from them too. So yeah, we weren't as skilled in the mythos then.
How do we make more of those boxes?
That's right. We need to go into
Meriwether's
architectural
one.
investment of alien technology. Building,
From Egypt, you have the crown of Needle Crease and the necklace of Needle Crease. you probably have a couple other artifacts, but off of the list of big artifacts.
Well, we
that's
traded one
everything
to the Swallow Lady. We
And that
gave her
was-
something for something. I don't remember what
Yeah.
it was. But
We
Mustafa gave it, so I don't know what it
for the
was.
scrolls.
Yeah. So we gave something away.
Do you have a book tour? So it's probably one of the ones that is on your list. You traded away to her.
A book?
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, not sure.
My money
I
would be
thought it
Life as a God, but I could be wrong.
I have a check mark by that because I think that's one we kept on us. Africa's Dark Secret check mark. Song of the Jinn check marked. 7 cryptical books check marked. And I think the reason why I check marked these is because those are the books that we kept, because I know that my character, we have a Song of the Jinn on us.
Okay.
So I'm just going to assume that the check mark means books not in the crate.
Okay.
Because I also check marked guns, which we did take guns. And I check marked the black statue, which I know that because I was going to use it as a bargaining chip.
Sure.
But then the guy died before I had an opportunity to talk to him about it.
What were the gloves? Claws on them?
Yeah, like lion claws or something.
Wolverine gloves.
Yeah.
not quite Wolverine.
I don't think we
but
researched what these were, other than somebody did put on the mask and saw
Another one book. Hold
something.
on. Alexander put on the mask and said, "Yeah, don't do that."
Oh, that's right.
I mean, if anybody else, he's not here anymore, so
We can do
you
whatever
guys-
we want.
And you didn't necessarily believe everything he said. So if anyone wants to put the mask on, all right. From there, here we go. Things you found there.
When you say there, are you talking about China?
I'm talking about Juju House.
Juju House, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
We were
there
there.
was the High Priest's robe, which was a feathered shawl
Yep.
of shimmering colors,
Yep. Got
made of flamingo and kingfisher feathers. The lion's claws, which were gloves with lion's claws on them, like as a weapon. The wooden mask, the copper bowl, the carved scepter, the headband of gray metal, and a clock.
Oh yeah, we came across that clock in other places too.
You have come across at least 3 of those clocks. They were marine chronometers. You came across one in London and another one in Shanghai. The one in Shanghai is probably not keeping time properly anymore.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
Because it wasn't really in Shanghai, it was in Grey Dragon Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was New York City.
So I mean,
Then in London, we picked up.
not a lot because we were in a more
Well,
destructive phase then.
We're still in a destructive phase, but we picked up the thing that made Alexander go completely batshit.
It's no longer here.
It was a eye
The crown of ice.
crown of
Gone.
eyes. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
It's gone.
crown of eyes. Currently
In the Indian Ocean.
in box at bottom.
You had a statue, a black statue
The bust of the Dark Pharaoh.
of the Dark Pharaoh.
And we also had a smaller thing.
You know what?
Statue that
If memory serves, you guys took a.
I think I got something out of there.
And how about all of your
Old
Egyptian
character.
talismans or whatever? We didn't write those down.
I forget how many paintings we took from Shipley. Was it like 4?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
All minus
like,
1.
Yeah, it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And they're all like reptilian.
One of them.
No, we saw pictures of them. They were in the book.
Some of them were landscapes. Another one was like a lizard man alchemist.
There was one
thing.
of the Dark Pharaoh in London. Let's see if I can find that.
That's when I kind of first came in, so
Here it is.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
What is it?
The
The
bottom left was the
the
black
photo
barrel.
of the
In front of the pyramid.
portraits.
Yeah, okay. Some ritual going on, and oh, cool, Nyarlathotep behind the mountain.
Bloody tongue. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did we pick up in London?
When you were in the basement of Penhew House, I think somebody took a small stone jar which has some dust in it.
Oh yeah, that was I keep saying Mufasa. Mustafa took that.
I believe he did.
Oh, we also have a jar of silvering material too,
Yes, you do.
We have a
So-
syringe of green stuff.
and a syringe of green stuff.
So this would be in the crate. So jar of unknown powder.
Yep. And and a silvery liquid and a green liquid. We took one of them was from Shipley's house.
The green
That was
stuff.
the
The
green
stuff. Yeah. And the silvery stuff may have been in the Meeser house.
It
Mine's
was.
house. Yeah.
You could run analysis on that. You know how.
Yes, I do.
I'm trying to think of what else did
We might even have
acquire
taken one
in
of the
London.
spike clubs from the girls that beat us up in the alley, if that counts.
I don't think we could have brought that with us.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I don't really consider that an
No
artifact.
souvenir.
Oh yeah, you gotta have fond memories of
I
your beating.
think you took some of the fossilized components from
Yeah.
the
Yes.
manufacturing.
That's right.
At least a half a dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I grabbed those.
And then I destroyed the safe that had the rest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, I don't recall, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, when you guys were in the basement of Empire Spices, did you take anything from there?
I wasn't. You guys were there when I was. I don't even think I was at that gaming session.
I don't
You were
believe
not.
you were.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
After the session.
But
I know Elle was gonna take something. There was
There was a
that
dag.
white bust or something.
Yeah, that's right. There
The
was
white
some
bus.
white statue.
so this is
down
when we
there.
came back to London. You're saying?
That
This-
was with these characters.
I don't know if she took it, but I think she was gonna take it. I don't know.
Because somebody ran into like the killing room, the altar room.
Two of you did.
Mel
Samus
and
and-
Samus were in there.
and-
Yeah, I
no,
didn't
yeah.
take anything.
You were not in any state to be taking things.
Nope.
That's
I
right,
was in a
because
state
your
to-
character ran
Yeah,
and made so much racket that alerted the neighborhood of our presence. Yeah.
Anybody else?
I'm good, thank you.
No?
What else was down there? That white bus was down there. Or what? I
Yeah.
think that was
I
it.
think
That
she.
was
I
the.
think I don't know. Like I don't want to speak for Mel, but
I think she was gonna take it, but she didn't.
I think it was too big for her to carry.
okay.
Was there something
Then
else
that might
down
be-
there though that? No, because that just looked like it had splattered like blood on it.
Mm-hmm.
and
So
remember
I
we
think there
took
was something
some.
else was there. When we went right back up and ran out the back door and ran,
Yeah.
tried to run
Okay.
away.
We took a few biological samples of stuff, but they turned to dust. I don't know if you count that. Like over time, we took some samples from Peru, but they turned to dust. We took some samples from the Shipley house. They turned to dust. Remember, there was that whole closet full of jars of stuff. I didn't take any of the jars. Then there was the vat of acid or whatever too.
In the basement, yeah. There was a sample of something that Laura, her character took,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if she ever told the group at the time what
That
the
was from one of the very first adventures.
Mm-hmm.
It would be in the group's stored stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, that material looks very similar to the material that is in the black jar that we mentioned earlier.
Okay. Would you allow this? Because she's clearly not here to answer. What the result of her experimentations were on that material.
Frustrating.
Okay.
She attempted a variety of different scientific analyses of it and met with inconclusive results.
Maybe it's not biological. Maybe I can take a look at it and approach the study of it a little differently.
Well, there you go. There's a week worth of work.
Yeah.
There were some plants in the basement of Meeser House. I don't think anybody took those.
We burnt those.
We tried.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. We destroyed them because they looked unnatural.
Alexander took some stuff out of the basement,
That's right.
but I don't know what the stuff was.
Who's read Song of the Gin?
My
Not
character,
me.
Kurtz. He knows how to summon a fire vampire.
You recall, you have Cthulhu Mythos, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you recall a reference to the Crown of Native Priest in that book?
Oh. Interesting. And that reference is?
You're going to have to go back and check it. It's going to take some time.
Okay.
Well, that was another way to possibly destroy the artifacts, was to summon a
Fire.
But-
shin,
fire vampire. But if we did that, we have no way of containing it
Or
or banishing
banishing
it. So
But
that'd be
we
bad.
also we were reminded too that all of these mythos books, like we can only get a certain amount of information from it each time we study it. We need to spend
Months.
months and
Yeah.
Or
sometimes
100
like-
years for your
Like the
case.
Necronomicon, to fully understand it's something like 18 months.
Yeah. So I most likely the summoning, containing, and banishing of the djinn is probably all in that book. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of research time.
I've got the Necronomicon at home if you want to borrow it. The first chapter is hard to take because they're talking to bugs and weird stuff. I didn't understand anything.
See, that's why it takes 18 months.
Yeah, I tried. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Does anybody recall seeing scepters at Meeser House?
I do recall
Yes.
somebody was carrying it. If I remember correctly, I want to say it was Alex. That
Yeah, that makes sense.
had, because he put the one thing on, and then he was carrying that around, and then we had to give him heroin or something.
He
Over and over and over
here's
again.
the thing. he put stuff in the car,
Yeah, well,
And then
I
I
was
think
watching out and he was lugging stuff.
loading crap in the vehicle.
I don't know what any of that stuff was.
And I remember us crashing that vehicle,
I do too.
and I don't
In the
remember
mist attacking us.
that.
Mhm.
Right, but I don't remember like who was taking
I didn't grab any of
all
it.
of that stuff, and it might have been.
No, I remember we cleared it out. I do remember that.
I remember at some
Because
point
no,
we had
it was
the van.
Alexander and Mustafa were getting that stuff while we were like, we'll hold down the fort, and then the fucking mist started to attack us.
But at that point, we had stolen like a truck or something because we also rescued that chick who was in the basement of the Meeser house
Yep.
before we burned it down.
That's correct.
So we had to we crashed the car, unloaded everything, stole a truck.
But
Right,
I
we'll
think
run with
we
that.
left
There's a
everything.
set of scepters then that you guys probably have stashed somewhere that no one's ever played with.
A set of scepters.
A pair of scepters. And let me just,
Anything to distinguish them?
I'm working on it.
Work faster.
Yes, master. Igor, read faster, master. Each scepter is about a foot long. One ends in a crook, like a shepherd's crook. The other ends in an inverted ankh. The shape and the material is metal, but it almost has an organic look to it, like it was grown rather than forged.
The
Is it
Ankh
green and
one?
They're not green and sticky, are they?
They are not green and sticky. They are, I say, kind of almost like a powder coated black over a metal.
So one looks like you said.
One looks like a
Shepherd's crook?
shepherd's crook,
Yeah.
and the other is a staff with an inverted onto the top.
Didn't we see a black
of them.
pharaoh photo or portrait with him carrying those items at some point?
You might have.
The painting
Oh, here we
from
go.
the World Fair.
There's a picture of the two.
Oh
of them.
yeah. Okay, I remember that now.
Okay.
Because we said it's like like Tutankhamun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you have those.
Okay. Well, that seems pretty important. Considering
Important to
where we
hide,
are.
important to destroy.
Well, I'm
important-
pretty sure they'd be in the trunk back at the importers and that warehouse up by the Nile Delta at this point, since no one has
Said.
mentioned having them.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my walking stick to get across the desert.
1 foot long.
Hmm
Yeah.
I just had to
Or
stoop
you
all the
took
way.
them both and
Yeah.
put a piece of bubble gum between them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we need them back. We need to get these crates. We need to get.
That's what I'm saying.
like-
Well, did we have anything else in them? So we had stuff from New York. We had stuff from London.
Yeah, there
Did
was
we have?
some.
Did we have anything from Shanghai? What did we pick up in Shanghai? Do you guys remember? Other than that scroll and some books, I don't think we picked up anything.
I don't think you came out of with any artifacts.
Yeah,
that-
I think all of that was.
There might have been, there might have been a couple of artifacts characters picked up on the island, but those didn't
Got
make it
destroyed.
out.
Right.
We had some weapons still in the crate, like heavy weapons that we couldn't
Yeah.
carry with us. I don't remember what they specifically
Shotguns
they were.
mostly.
Shotguns, yeah.
Tommy gun.
We had a.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just had Tommy gun in there too. We traded some of that stuff and like booze and stuff for pistols from.
No, that was to get stuff here. She had to
Okay.
go on a date.
No, that's right.
We went to the U.S.
Embassy or something.
No,
or
U.S.
military
military
base.
base, yeah. because they're everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's everything that you guys should have.
Here's my cake.
I'm full. I don't want any.
You're talking about titles of books, right? So in Egypt, you've got your copy of the Necronomicon. You also have the Black Rites of Louvet Karof, which is what Samus is in the process of translating.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that we own that though, mate. But we have. Samus has access to those.
Yeah.
To those scrolls. He's really only studied one of them so far.
Which I haven't finished yet.
Right.
I would say it might be a good idea to send these books out to our little trust and have somebody like more or even more than one person be like, all right, I'm going to read this and send you cliff notes or summaries or something like that.
You can also use.
So you want to make all of our allies go insane? Is that what you're?
Well, if they already know about the mythos, they're slightly insane to begin with.
I mean, Dr. Kafur read the Necronomicon, and he's not completely batshit crazy.
Yes, he is.
He just hides it well.
Yeah.
He's a functioning ins.
Yeah. Well, we do have two people in New York that could also help sort of set this in motion too. That is the publisher.
That got burnt down.
Yeah, well, he's alive. Just
Yeah.
the building isn't the person.
I think the lawyer got killed.
Yes, the lawyer was
The
killed.
lawyer was killed.
Yeah, his guts and stuff were used to summon the djinn. Oh wait, was it the djinn? Yeah, we think that. Isn't that the conclusion we came to?
It was fire vampire. Yeah,
The
that's
fire-
right.
It was
That's
bad
what
news.
it
It was
Yeah.
bad news. Is what it was.
was. I think Rose is still alive back in New York.
Oh,
New York,
that's
isn't
right.
she?
Yeah.
I think she was going crazy though.
Well, I'm not denying that, but
According to Declan Steele. His last notes on her was, "Don't trust her anymore."
Send everything back to Miskatonic. What could possibly go wrong?
There's literally 2 board games made about what could possibly go wrong. And a dice game.
Contacts back in New York. So you mentioned Kensington. What about Lieutenant Poole?
What's going on?
But he doesn't really know about. Well, he does know about the
I don't know his little
mythos
spot.
because when they raided that place,
Yeah.
Hmm.
What's going on in his little
not
spot?
bells, bomb of bells.
It's dry
Yeah,
That was a
patches.
shit show.
Mm-hmm.
Poor buddy.
And similarly,
Heater all the time.
the investigator with Scotland Yard in England.
I can't remember his name at the moment.
Her.
Looking it up right now.
I thought stuff
Somebody
didn't
do
go
have
very well with him.
It's for him.
Pardon?
We ended up not getting him involved in
He
most
would
of
be
the
worse
stuff.
if I didn't give him
Well, you had
egg and olive oil.
Mickey Mahoney at the Scoop,
Interesting. That helps his skin.
who could be a contact.
Yeah.
But then you also had
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool. Good to know.
What was the
All,
name?
like, dry back there.
Inspector Barrington,
Patchy real bad.
who I thought you sent him a lengthy letter,
Where's
didn't you?
yours?
I did.
Where's yours? Where'd you go?
Yeah, I thought we agreed that we would just anytime important information came up, we would be sending letters just to kind
We're looking
of
for
set
you.
the precedent.
Plus the lady from the New York Times, or
That's right,
New York Times. I forget her name.
Sure.
Rebecca.
Becca Schosenberg.
Yep. I don't know if she's like an ally, could be like trustworthy enough to just like dump a box of mythos books on her lap.
Yeah, I don't think you got her
Yeah.
included on the mythos. She was more of a crusading criminal rights.
Yeah.
type.
But I think using her as a contact for other stuff is still,
On the table.
yeah.
Go back to Peru and bury all the stuff in the chamber we stole all the gold from.
Well, by the way, I recognize most of this conversation is out of character, but some of it's probably happening in character. Is it safe to say that's happening in the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Dr. Kafour present for any of it?
We're gonna give those interviews that Dr. Kafour wanted,
Okay.
and then like after he like leaves. So I'm thinking like this. I picture this scene here is like Dr. Kafour is speaking with one of
One
us
person.
at a time
Mhm.
in another like in a bedroom, and then we're sort of like whispering this shit, and then we
Okay.
switch off, and then we do the interview
Sure.
and continue on the conversation. And then Dr. Kafour at the end of the night or the end of the next 2 or 3 nights or whatever moves on.
Okay.
We thank him, and we should think about how we want to handle Dr. Kafour. I don't think he'll like turn us into the Brotherhood to like get his hands on these artifacts, but his reaction to these artifacts was a little unexpected.
Not unexpected. Like expected, considering he's a curator for a museum. What's unexpected is the fact that he's pretty well touched in the head from probably doing so much Cthulhu stuff before that he's like, we must have this at all costs.
Yeah. Like that's a little concerning. I didn't fully realize like how dangerous this stuff, even in his hands, might be. That's why Kurtz at the end was just like, wait a minute. Let's not give these to him.
Don't give the ring to Gollum.
No.
Seems like a strategy.
I mean, he wants it really badly.
Hey, did you read Secret Mysteries of Asia, or did anybody read it?
My character did not.
I didn't read anything but the cat scrolls.
Is it in, I take it it's in Mandarin or something similar?
It says Chinese translation. My notes say, my notes say Chinese translation. Which isn't a problem for Kurtz, but...
So we don't really know what that book contains yet.
Nope.
And then the 7 books of
The seven
Seven cryptical books of San.
We
Is
do
our
know.
seal scroll.
That's the ritual.
It has other things in it too. None of you have studied it closely enough to get those other things. Remember where I said things take time?
yes.
That's most of a year.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff in there then.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably good stuff too.
But that's in Chinese as well, right?
No, you have
Ancient.
English translation of it.
Oh, English.
Yeah, Dr. Alexander.
Well, that's right.
And
And I got my
curator at
one
Museum
point.
Shanghai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'll spend some time translating.
So take me
But
10
for
years.
sure, we know the spell. There is a spell in it, the sealing spell. Right?
You
That's
know
right.
that
Ward
one.
spell.
We
The
know.
Eye of Light and Darkness spell.
Mm-hmm.
That is the one thing you definitely got out of it. But there are other things there too.
Okay. And then, where do we pick up the Black Rites of Leve Saral? Is that here?
It's here. But again, we don't have those. Those live in the secret shrine of Bast.
Yeah, I read one of them.
Now we have access to them, but they're not ours.
You want to summon the faceless master of the desert? Just let me know.
I think we should learn how to summon Bast. Or to commune.
So you think I should stop that line of study and try a
No,
different?
I think you should summon the Faceless Master of the Sands and see what happens.
Yeah, I think it's a.
And that's in
sounds
hieroglyphics, right?
Correct.
I think Bast is way more important.
Well, maybe that is Bast.
The faceless god of the desert,
Faceless Master of the Sands.
faceless master of the sands. Nah, Bast wouldn't. She wouldn't do that to herself.
Alright.
She's too noble of a goddess to go with the name Faceless. Everybody knows the face of Bast.
Okay, so I got the books. I got.
So now all we need is those here with us, so we can actually
Let me
figure
just-
out what to do with them.
Let me just say it off and make sure we got it right. So
Oh, they've all been stolen.
we got
Shut your mouth.
a bloody tongue mask, copper bowl, scepter,
Which one?
African,
Yeah.
lion claw gloves,
Yeah.
feathered cloak,
Yeah.
headband,
Uh-huh.
clock,
Headband of what?
headband
Of gray metal.
of gray metal.
Gotta be specific here, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally copying that page.
Then we have
Everyone should take photos
that
of
was
that
all
page.
that was all from New York.
That's
Now
right.
from London we had
But we
Crown
don't
of
have- we
Eyes,
don't
currently
have
at the bottom of the
Camera
Indian
photos
Ocean.
back
Yeah.
then.
Black bust of Black Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Shipley paintings, 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
Jar of unknown powder.
Yep.
Vial of green liquid. Vial of silvery liquid.
Yeah.
Fossil components from manufacturing.
Yeah.
Pair of scepters. One is a crook, shepherd's crook. One is an inverted ankh. Both are made of organic metal. That's all I have for artifacts.
Nope. The green syringe.
That was
He
the
said
vial of green.
Oh,
liquid.
it's
He said
coming
it.
as the vial.
Vial of silver.
Who said
He
it?
said that
Oh, you
too.
said okay. Thank you.
So books from Peru. Final Confessions of Gaspar Farago.
Yeah.
From the U.S. we had mnemonic.
Narcotic. P-N-A-K-O-T-I-C.
I got to spell it right. I just didn't pronounce it. Manuscripts. The Salsion de Laverne.
Yeah.
That one has contact the formless spawn of the Sithagwa and contact nodins.
Yeah.
Amongst the stones, life is a god, Africa's dark sex.
Yeah.
From London, we have the Song of the Jinn,
Yeah.
which has summoned the.
But by the
fire
way,
god.
when you're saying it has these,
Or it dispels
that's what you have found.
right so far.
It might have more.
In every case, it has more. I will be open and admit that to you.
So the spell we know from the Song of the Jinn is the summon the fire god. From China, we have the secret manuscripts of Asia. Have no idea what any of it says because it's Chinese translation.
Yeah.
Then we have the 7 cryptic books of San.
Yeah.
English translation. The spell we know for sure in there is the Eye of Light and Darkness.
Yeah.
from Cairo, we have Black Rites of Levay Saroth,
Yeah.
and the spell that we know for sure that so far in that is the Faceless Master of the Sands.
Yeah.
What
That's
about all the
everything.
And
stones?
you didn't say from Egypt also you have the Necronomicon.
What
It's
about the
insignificant.
stones? Like that Mel had that Isis.
That's not in the group loot. Every single person has, each
Your own.
of you has a stone except
Okay.
for Samus, who gave his to the cat.
What is the Necronomicon written in?
Arabic. In this particular copy,
That's everything.
I don't remember.
This particular copy is 10 scrolls, handwritten on goatskin parchment, and stored in black leather scroll cases.
There you go.
All right. Now, I want to make a short list of contacts here so far. People at least we know we can trust, or some we trust.
People you have decided you can trust.
Yeah.
From the U.S.,
Alexander.
Yeah.
we have Lieutenant Poole.
Yep.
New York
Rebecca.
detective.
Yeah. I don't remember what district, unfortunately, though.
Carlisle.
Erica.
Carlisle, maybe.
Does
Well,
she,
she's funded.
yeah,
you guys
I
in
mean,
the
she
past.
knows. Does she know about the mythos? Did we bring her in on that?
You have brought her in on more
We
than
gave
she
her a brother.
wanted to know.
Yes.
Did you want to mention Peru before you get into New York?
Yeah, we got Peru.
Oh yeah.
Because in Peru you have Professor Sanchez.
Mm-hmm. And if we really thought about it, maybe the farmer and the farmer's son in the mountains. Remember them?
I doubt we're gonna call on them, but
I don't think you got a good way to get
They
a hold
don't.
of
They
them
don't have a
quickly.
phone.
Yeah.
but Professor Sanchez, he's the curator
Of the Lima Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Professor of Archaeology at the Museo de Arqueologia. Basically, the Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology, because my Spanish pronunciation is an embarrassment. It's the National University of San Marcos.
So, I'll go back to Erica Carlisle. Just put Eris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Poole
Yep.
is Precinct 7A. Jonah Kensington of Prospero House.
Yep.
Rebecca Schosenberg, you mentioned, of the New York Times.
The Hellcats.
Do you want the names of the Hellcats?
Not all of them. I'll just put Hellcats down.
Hellfighters.
Yes.
Not sure how much they'll trust us, though.
They all moved to California.
Yeah.
A couple of them did. You kind of convinced them to.
Yes, we did. I'm gonna put stars next to people who are Cthulhu friendly. So Lieutenant Poole,
No.
he knows about the mythos.
He knows about.
He fought a face snake. He knows about it.
He did?
When they raided Mama Bell's, yeah, it kind of tore apart a few of his men.
It did?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? I thought
We were in the tunnels.
We're hiding in the subway, dude. That's where we were.
We were hiding in the subway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I didn't actually see it happen.
You don't remember that conversation with him?
No, man.
Right.
No.
He knows about it.
Was I
He wasn't happy about it,
Was
but
I-
he knows about it.
was I beat up or something?
Many of the PCs were at the time.
Maybe that's why I didn't pay attention.
Erica Carlisle, she knows about the mythos.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kensington knows about the mythos.
Yeah.
Rebecca does not. Professor Sanchez knows about the mythos.
Definitely.
How about that Irish newspaper guy? We told him he didn't believe, but he
That's
knows.
Mickey Mahoney.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
That's if we're
We're
going to
gonna
go to
go to
London.
He made his own
go down to
mythos.
London.
Okay.
So you got Mickey
So-
Mahoney
Yeah.
So Mickey.
of the Scoop.
I think if he was Cthulhu,
Yellow journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he was mythos friendly, he'd just spin it as something.
That's right. He made his own mythos up.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna,
He's the
instead of
best.
putting a star next to him, I'm going to put a circle. He knows about it, but is indifferent,
Or
Doesn't care.
Doesn't care.
or
He thinks-
chooses not to care.
Yeah.
Inspector Barrington, Inspector James Barrington of
Not real contact.
Scotland
though.
Yard.
I think we fucking goofed that whole
No.
contact up.
Yeah, I don't think we relied on him for much of anything.
Anything.
Do you want to put Zara Shafiq down?
No, she's
Yeah, that's a
an
good
enemy.
idea.
You sure?
It's equally as good as Alexander.
But he knows. Barrington knows about the mythos. We kind of
Yeah.
introduced him to it.
Because, I mean, Zara was on good terms with Mustafa.
Yeah, but Mustafa is not dead.
Well, she don't know that.
But when we came back to London and screwed some stuff up over there,
I'm sure she'd be very thankful to us, though. Because
I'm
we
sure
we
she
put her
would.
in power.
As she
She
tries
would
to
be
figure out
willing
how
to
to kill
store our
us.
artifacts for us.
Yes, I'm
that's the point.
Very sure she would.
I have another book down here. Did we have the Allah Azif?
Al-Azif is
that's me.
another name from the Necronomicon.
Okay.
That's my book.
Who
That's your
else?
book.
I don't think there's anybody left in China. No, the naval officer.
Yes,
But
let me find him.
The swallow
But
lady.
that's all I can think of in London.
The swallow lady is still
That's
in
everybody.
China.
Yeah. The nameless kid.
Wu
Oh,
Fei.
also in USA,
We sent our
the former
artifacts to him.
character. What was her name again?
Rose.
Rose.
Who's Rose?
Oh, what's up, bud?
Laura's character.
I forget her last name.
Oh, that's right.
I don't have a last name written down.
I'm just gonna put Doctor.
Sure.
I don't remember.
Oh,
was
you
a-
know what?
Wait.
She was the granddaughter of the NPC you guys
Of
started off with.
Merriweather.
Merriweather.
Yes.
Was Rose Merriweather.
It was Merriweather.
And Merryweathers are also a contact, too.
But he's did.
Was that her name,
Dead.
Rose? Because that was my
Oh,
name.
yes, the wife. That's true.
My name was Rose. Was that her name?
No, you're right. That was your.
I was
character.
Rose McCroy.
No, what's her name?
We have to go pretty far back.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe I wrote it down on the very first page.
It's only been a year. What's wrong with you?
Margaret. Margaret. Merriweather.
Margaret.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rupert's dead. Bertrand and Agnes.
Bertrand was the son.
And Agnes is the wife.
Mhm.
She knows about the Cthulhu mythology, but she is slightly out of it, right?
Yes.
And
So I'm
another
gonna
guy
put-
you're not mentioning is the fifth guy that helped Merryweather summon the spirits in the beginning.
I don't know if they're alive though.
Yeah.
They were not.
Mary and
I
Allen.
thought the
That was
one
like
guy was still
Rupert.
alive. He
I
wasn't.
don't believe so.
Actually, yeah, one Mary and Allen might be the only one alive.
Oh, okay.
Because I
No,
got,
because they all had to have died
Yeah,
before the
for
thing got
Merriweather
loose.
died.
Merriweather was the last one alive.
Yeah, so
Oh.
they're all dead.
okay, cool.
Although they mentioned an uncle in here, if you remember, where we got the box.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to remember which guy.
That was Marion Allen's uncle? Because isn't he the one who sort of got Rupert in on like the whole like let's do magic, man?
Here's the obituary of, or not, but the murder of Mr. Allen.
Okay. Oh, that was Robert.
He said his
Allen.
shadowy pursuers were after an Egyptian artifact which he no longer possessed. That was 1884.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Armitage. Who the fuck was that? Marion Allen's uncle doesn't know about the Dark Brotherhood.
I believe Armitage was a professor at Miskatonic.
Okay.
Okay. So we go from London to.
And by the way, that silvery substance that we have, that actually came from the Ross house.
Yes.
Alright.
We go to China. I don't. China is just the Japanese. I'm trying to remember his name.
Captain Isoge. Isoge.
So you're going to exclude Madame
It's a hard
Swallow
G sound, by the way.
No, I'll put that in there. Madam Swallow.
and Wu Fang.
Well, Captain Isoge,
Okay.
he doesn't know about the mythos.
We don't know what he knows, honestly.
That is a fair assessment.
I think we were going to try to sort of like get him in on it, but it just never really came to fruition.
There's also in China there was Mu Tian,
U10, that's the
yeah.
Hsien. He was the scholar who helped to translate the book.
right. As far as we know, he's alive.
Yeah, he
And then
didn't
Madam
go
Swallow,
to the
I have no
island.
idea what to label her as. Just underworld queen?
Yeah,
That seems a fair assessment.
pretty much.
She definitely knows about the mythos.
Oh yeah.
And Mute,
She has like a
Mute
freaking-
Shen knows about the
U10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
knows about it. But it was Brady, but he's deceased.
Gone.
Ho Fang?
We know.
Allies.
Is it Ho
Allies.
Fang? I thought
Carl
it was Wu
Sanford?
Fang.
No, not him either.
He's the Bostonian.
He's just
Yeah, he's another contact in Boston.
Yeah,
No.
don't think so.
Okay. Trying to help.
But that was China.
Just trying to help.
I can't think of anybody else in China that we.
That's alive. No.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
The kid,
now-
our kid guide's still alive. He didn't go to the island either. I forget his name.
Yeah.
Now we'll go to Egypt. So we have.
Dr. Kafur.
I'm gonna put cat people.
Woman.
Bast.
She has a name.
Did she give it?
I don't know if she ever gave it to us though. That's why we need you, Samus.
Maybe cat demons?
Catwoman.
Halle Berry.
So we'll put follower / avatar.
Yeah.
You can call her Neris. Neris.
Avatar of Bast.
Definitely
Knows about the mythos. Probably won't really help.
What about Van Hoevelen?
He's a drunken moron.
I don't know.
I'll
though.
put him down.
He could be. A good meat shield.
Van Hoevelen, drunken archaeologist.
Yeah. And what if he knows anything about the mythos? It's like accidental knowledge.
Yeah, so
you
he's
know?
like not insane yet because of it.
Yeah.
He's just drunk all the time.
Maybe he
That's
has.
a great coat. We should just become luscious.
Maybe that's how he deals with knowing the Cthulhu mythos. Is he just deals with his PTSD by just getting drunk?
Najar bit it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead.
Who's the kid that is helping us?
Mahmoud.
Porter.
Sure.
Porter guide.
I would
Yeah.
just put guide.
Guide.
He's not really hauling stuff.
11-year-old guide. He is very young.
11 years of age.
And there's the warehouse manager that was so kind to store our goods.
And
We need to get our
Dr.
shit.
Dr. Clive.
Dr. Kafur. No, we don't. He's not an ally.
Dr.
We haven't
Ford
met Dr. Clark.
definitely
That's right.
knows
Yeah.
about the mythos. And he is the curator of the Cairo
Euro
Museum.
Egyptian Museum.
Yeah.
Okay.
One other name that you guys didn't mention in leads you wanted to follow up on, and maybe it's because you don't care about it, but there's another name in Egypt that should be somewhere in your notes that has come up in past sessions.
The middleman
Warren-
guy?
What's that?
The middleman guy?
Exactly, Warren
Warren.
Bassart.
That's right.
Bassart.
We always forget about him.
You do.
He's not significant. It's
Sure he
a
is.
side quest of death.
He's the
Okay.
one.
He was Carlisle's agent, it says.
That's right.
Yes.
He's the one who's facilitated the sale of the black the black bust to the Carlisle.
Which
that
we still have
started
not
his
met him.
expedition. No, we haven't met him.
So he had to be on the
All right,
list.
and
Him
bear with me
and
for one
Fly
last
and
list
that
here.
lady.
We
Well,
want
I
to go with
call
the
him
big
an
bads.
Big
So, in New York,
Or you just want the living ones or the dead ones?
living, because dead ones are dead.
well, I'm trying to remember the guy's name in New York.
His name was
All right. Well, wait. Start in Peru then.
yeah,
All right.
Peru.
Yeah,
Because Mendoza is the bad in Peru.
Cruz Mendoza. Yeah,
He was like
he didn't die,
six-
did he?
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
died.
Oh no, yeah, he died. Okay,
He was like the 600-year-old.
Yeah, the Nazi
Yeah.
conquistador.
Yeah.
the Nazi conquistador.
They're just mark it
Nazi
down.
conquistador vampire. Like,
All right,
oh my god, that's like that's a great B movie title.
What was his
Nazi
name again?
conquistador vampire.
Well, there was Mendoza, and there was also Larkin. Larkin was the Nazi one. Mendoza was the conquistador vampire.
Okay.
I just pushed them all together.
You
into
did.
one.
This is a handy recap, honestly, going through this.
Oh, cool.
In-
Deceased.
Yes.
Then we go to New York.
In New York, you had
Silas.
Nakwane,
Yeah.
who was the manager of Juju House.
Dead.
Dead.
No. Is he dead or was
Oh,
he
yeah.
arrested?
Nope.
No.
No, he got killed in the raid.
No, he didn't. He got stabbed in jail.
Oh yeah.
Poole was
He was the head of the Bloody Tongue cult of New York.
That's right.
No.
No.
He was the manager of the Juju House. Mukunga Madari was the head of the cult, the Bloody Tongue cult. in
he was
Juju
a
House.
huge man.
He was the huge dude that you guys also eliminated.
Deceased. Stabbed in jail.
And then there was a ninja guy that escaped. And we don't even know who his name
What
is.
was the other? Mokunda?
You remember the ninja guy that
Mukunga,
We went
Mukunga, Madari,
to see
M''D''A'.
if the place was empty.
Okay.
And we found somebody leaving.
Oh.
He
And
was
then not me, but you guys attacked him in the street. And
Oh.
he could dodge bullets.
the... Yeah. No, that was
Madari.
That
Yeah.
was Madari.
Okay.
That was...
I didn't
Because
think
I
we knew
remember
his
when
name.
you said his name, I'm like, that's a very powerful name. Like,
Yeah.
They did a good job on that.
Yeah.
Head of Bloody Tongue. Deceased.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So then we go to London.
Mm-hmm.
Now, London's
Edward
got a
Gavignon.
Edward Gavignon.
The Penty dude.
Deceased.
We
Yeah.
killed him at the island, right?
No, we killed him in his office.
Yep.
Me and
Oh,
you did.
that's right.
Kurtz and
Who
the
did
doctor.
we'll get to that in a second. So Edmund Gavignon, he was the high priest of the
Cult of the Black Pharaoh
Mm-hmm.
in England chapter.
cult.
And head of the Penhew Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And then you have
Zahara.
Zara Shatik.
It's not Zahara like Sahara?
I keep
Zahra.
Oh, okay. I
think
guess
that's
I
my fault.
misremembered it.
Because I keep saying it wrong.
Oh.
That's why.
We're going to say she's probably now the de facto high priestess.
I'm going to say
I
yeah.
do have that as a
Because
note
she
somewhere.
was trying to make a power play on Edward Gavignon with
New
our
cult
old
leader in
characters.
England is Sahara.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted us to overthrow Edward Gavignon.
She is still alive.
She's still but because of the work, even if it was on accident that we did at the Spice, what is it called? Empire Spices.
Mm-hmm.
We led the police there that discovered that the sacrifice room in the basement, and they wanted her and her contacts
And us too.
and us
Mhm.
and us.
That's why we left
That's
London.
why we left.
Yes.
So we can assume
was
she's
under
neutralized at the moment.
We
Or
could assume
in
whatever we
hiding.
want.
But I mean, as the new cult leader, with an unknown number of cultists in that area, I'm sure she's probably not in trouble.
Well, she's got the fish people.
Now, New York we sealed.
That's right.
London we have not.
Nope.
That's also right.
Was there anybody else in London that we were up against?
Not that I can remember. Unless you want to put the Penju guy, the founding guy, but he was part of China.
That's right.
So then we'll go to China.
I want to think for a minute here. Was there anybody else in London? No. Not main players, no.
Not that you interacted with.
Now, I don't remember his name, but the Kingpin guy who we were at his house for dinner.
In Shanghai is
Wu
Ho
Fang.
Fang.
Ho Fang.
Not Wu Fang?
Not Wu Fang.
No. And Ho Fang.
He's the leader of the bloated woman.
That's correct.
He's still alive.
Quite.
Yeah.
Well, as far as you know.
Yeah, we don't really know who was at that factory, by the way, or at the underground base on the island. We know only we know one person was. That was an important player, but we don't know who else was
Assumed living.
Well, we know the
Assumed-
Boston guy escaped.
there. Carl
Stanford.
And we know Penju got killed.
That's right.
Stanford.
So Stanford is alive.
Golden Dawn wizard? Or
That's
not Golden.
Stanford.
Was it Golden Dawn? Did I get that right?
No, it was the Silver
Silver
Dawn.
Twilight.
Oh,
Silver
yeah.
Twilight.
Right. Mm-hmm. Come on, you can't take Aleister Crowley's Golden Dawn away from him.
Living. Put Boston.
And then you have Sir Aubrey Penhew,
Yep, dead.
presumed dead.
No, he's dead.
Oh,
You
yeah?
killed him.
Oh, that's right.
He sucked all the water out of me, but I put a Tommy
Yeah,
gun through
that's
his
true. Yeah.
chest.
That's right.
And he got blown up too.
Yeah.
What was he though? He was a
A magic user
He-
of some sort.
He was
wizard,
he was
dead.
a Jedi
Wizard.
Knight. Just put Jedi Knight.
Dead wizard.
Hell Viper.
That was him, too. That was him.
Okay, who else did we come up against it in China?
Japanese Navy.
Yep. Nobody.
But China is not sealed.
No. Nope.
We did not seal.
There was also
We're not sure if we could seal
You-
China, honestly.
You do know there is a substantial deep one population in China.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh yeah.
Remember they attacked the hotel next to the river or whatever. We
That's
didn't
right.
deal with
We
any of that.
didn't- But we did start to investigate it before he. But just
But we
didn't
bravely ran
complete.
away.
We did. Only to be blown apart
Deep
a day
one.
later.
And there's some
Yeah,
deep
Fergus
ones
and
in London as
McChum.
well,
That's
Well,
right.
we ran away from that too.
Not in London,
but outside of London.
by Miser House.
Yeah. What's wrong with this hour?
Surprised there wasn't any in New York.
In New York. is
That
calling
you
me.
encountered.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody.
We didn't like stick down by the docks.
Nope.
Okay. So that was China then.
Mm-hmm.
Then we move on to what we have now in China.
Egypt.
Egypt.
So Black Pharaoh, we met him.
Yes, you did.
Just gonna put God with a small G. Sorry.
Yeah.
All caps.
One of this visage of God.
All right. Who else?
Well, you already named all of them.
We got.
You got the two queens, the more modern one and the ancient one.
Who's the more modern one?
I
The
don't
one on
know.
the Carlisle expedition? What was her name?
And that wasn't Egypt,
Malera?
Yeah.
Where-
Is that the one you're talking about? Because she was saying she was queen.
but not
Yeah.
of Kenya, Nairobi or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Someplace.
But there are two Egyptian queens. There's the one from the pyramid, right?
Yeah.
Nitocris.
And the one that was trying to be resurrected.
That's
I-
the
Same
same
one.
one.
Oh, I thought they were two different ones. One began with an S and one began with an N. I don't remember the S
I
name
think
one.
the S name one was the name of the individual, the pharaoh that defeated Nefertari.
Oh, she was a good queen, not an evil.
I don't know why you're thinking queen. Let me go back to my
not sure who thinks.
We destroyed the sarcophagus. I don't know if that did anything to her personally, but
Well, the mummy was inside of the sarcophagus.
right. So her mortal remains are gone, but that's not to say about anything else. Have we come across any? We know
There's
there's
a
the
name
black
that you don't say.
Omar al-Shakti.
Yeah.
Omar.
Without meeting him, we know that he is the head of
Shakti.
the cult here.
And that's the Dark Brotherhood?
Yeah. Snefuru, is that who you think?
Like Sakarit or whatever. I don't.
Snefuru is the one who took out the Black Pharaoh with the help of Isis.
Nope, that's not who I'm thinking of. Wasn't somebody like Sakarit?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I remember it, but I don't know from where.
Zircon?
Huh?
Oh, no. That's the material that this circlet that we're looking for is made of. Never mind.
Alright.
Oh,
Circlet you
Shakti,
have.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep these notes.
The Mosque of Ibn Tulun. Brotherhood wants
I
something.
have, did you have a small drum? Because I have some stuff that Najjar gave us, which was a symbol of power, small drum. I have 4 things here. The scroll, which was, I guess the hidden room in the Bent Pyramid.
Okay, so this was in Egypt then.
Circlet.
Hold on. Let me go here.
Oh, yeah. Some. No, we don't have those items.
It says Najjar gave us, things Najjar gave us.
No.
I have.
Najjar got them from Basart, and I think that's all the stuff that he sold. But maybe I'm wrong. But
I don't know. I have that he gave it to us.
Basart got items from Najjar.
So we don't possess
Basart?
these things?
Basart did.
We don't possess these things. These are things that...
I think, if I remember, these are the things that Basart got for Najjar to sell to Carlisle. A scroll about a hidden room in the pyramid, which we believe to be the Bent Pyramid. A circlet of, it has a
Made
large
of zircon.
Zarkon,
Yeah.
which is the key
This isn't
to
stuff that we
triumph over
have.
death, which is what we do have.
We
Yeah.
have the
A
circle.
small drum and
the bust of the Black Pharaoh.
which we also have.
We have the bust of Black Pharaoh, but I don't know about the drum.
You do not have the
We
drum.
don't have the drum.
And we don't have the circlet, do we?
You have the
We have the
circlet.
circlet.
That's
The circlet is the crown that you found
the crown of...
of Nito
Nito
Greece.
okay.
So the only thing we do not have there
I need to write those
is
down. Yeah,
the
because
small
in
drum.
Egypt we picked up the crown.
That's right.
You don't have the drum, and you don't have the scroll. that you
The
mentioned.
actual scroll. But we know that the scroll is talking about the Bent Pyramid. Between just the... I'm assuming. I am going on the limb here when I say that. I think we know that the scroll about the hidden room in the pyramid is the Bent Pyramid, because we also have a secondary reference source, and that is Brady's reference to the group going into the Bent Pyramid, talking about finding the secret room and coming out crazy.
So the artifacts that we picked up here in Egypt is the crown of Neocrease and
Yeah.
the necklace of Neocrease.
That's right.
That's it though, right?
No, the charms.
Charms, that's right.
All right, and the charms of the Egyptian gods and goddesses. We don't know the powers of the other charms, but we do know that Mel's character her charm of Isis does have some power here,
Or she has power that she channeled through it.
or that. Yeah, or she's
Okay.
hiding out on us.
That, I think, is a pretty damn good recap.
It is. That's a fantastic recap.
Now can I have all those so I can copy them before we leave?
That's what I'm saying. You have to take photos of them.
Yeah.
Alright, so that brings us now to what are we going to be doing then? Are we going
Studying
to be
stuff.
Are we setting up a safe house for ourselves while we start to network for where we can put these things to keep these things protected?
Yep.
Okay, so if that's the case,
Yep. If
Then
that's the case, then
we'll
step one is we
instead
have
of
to
being
go
at
to
this
Port
hotel, which is not the most secure, we should find
No, hold on. This hotel is the most secure place you guys have been in the campaign so far.
That is true.
That is true.
Alright.
So
I don't
when you
know.
say it's not secure, that is not accurate.
We will go pick up all of these things, bring them to our hotel.
Who we?
Collective. We.
Everybody?
I agree.
Are you trying to be discreet?
Yeah, because I know that people are going to be looking for us.
But where are we picking
We're
these
gonna have a
things up
treasure
at?
train.
Wait, where are we picking these things up at?
Fort
From-
Said.
Yeah.
Where we left them at?
Yep.
At the port? Yes, I'd
Yeah.
like to go there.
Our treasure camel train across the desert. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, luckily it's only a
They're
train
waiting on us.
ride away. An
They're
hour.
waiting on us to come and pick it up.
That's why we also bring our guns.
Yeah.
On a train?
Yes. This is Egypt. What is that? It's a firearm. What are you going to do? Here's some money. Okay. Have a good day. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. I mean, I can see like sport rifles and stuff like that. Yeah, but like I don't think carrying a Tommy gun with like fucking barrel clip.
That's
is
why
gonna
I'll give
be,
him a
like,
I'll give him a $5
Don't
instead
worry.
of a single.
There's no buffalo. There's no buffalo standing along the railroad tracks so you can blast. That's the problem.
I'm like, I'll give
Well,
him
yell and get
50
some.
bucks, and you're like, I'll give him 5 instead of a single.
You can always pack like the barrel, I guess. you know.
$1 would be a lot. To
I
an
know.
average person
I'm
in Egypt.
very bad with the money
$5 would be
situation.
just like you can
I'm
have my
rich.
child.
I want to give money away all the time.
All I'm saying is that isn't that hard of a thing to go armed. But yes, we're going to make that excursion.
Okay.
Pick up our things.
I think I'm gonna
Bring
go
him back to the hotel.
I'm not gonna actually like go in. I want to stay. You guys can go in and get the container.
That's fine. Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
stay
this
out.
isn't a military operation unless we need to make it into one. But I'm just
It's
saying.
gonna be.
We are going to have to rent a truck.
Then we can do that.
Our thief is missing. Just wanna
Who wants to spend a point of credit rating?
I don't have any.
You got it.
So that won't
She's
be
gonna-
me.
She's
Well,
got it in
You've
spades.
been
So.
spending
I got
quite a
it.
bit. How much you got left?
Let me
Honestly.
see. Let me see.
You've been throwing
I know.
that
I've
shit
been
out.
throwing it around.
There's, I think,
Do you have less
Where's
than
it at?
credit rating?
Middle.
It's interpersonal abilities.
interpersonal.
Oh, I have plenty.
Okay,
I have 5 left.
she can spend it.
Okay, you're going to spend a point of it? Alright. And yeah, you guys are able to safely make the run up to Port Said, properly armed, get your trunk from there, and bring it back to the hotel.
Without incident?
Without incident.
It's
That's
amazing.
That's what that
Shit.
point of credit rating did for you.
I got,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:49.
We did not have an incident. Now, here's the fun part, right? So our hotel rooms, I'm going to. Do they have the interconnecting door and everything, or can we get one?
The
so
way
we can-
I see your hotel rooms as being is you have basically a massive suite with one common room where all the food service comes into, and then everybody's personal bedroom comes off of that suite.
Sounds fun.
And
I
a,
want
and
to
a
go
balcony.
outside and look above the hotel to see if there's like a temporal gate opening up or something.
So, now
Much to your surprise, there is none.
Okay.
so you said this is the most secure hotel we've been to ever
Well,
so far.
In the course of the campaign,
we can make it a little better too.
So, that being said, do they have a special place here that we could keep our?
In our room,
they have a
we-
safe.
Do
They have a hotel
like
safe,
a
of course.
walk-in something? Yeah,
Like a
safe
vault?
or
Yeah, they have a
No,
vault.
guys. If anybody tries to walk in to our rooms where we have guns, I'd much
Well, I
rather
know
have
why
them
we're
there.
here,
Yeah,
but
but
I
if
mean,
we're
we have to
all-
leave. If this is a safe place, maybe we can put it in a vault.
That's why we can hire bodyguards.
I don't know.
But
Bodyguards
bodyguards are human
killed.
beings.
Right?
and they're not going to put up
There's-
their life for us.
Are you saying they're corrupt?
That's the whole reason you
Corruptible?
pay them.
Or
they don't
could
care.
be-
They're
but-
not going to put up their life for
yeah,
us.
but a bodyguard could
Maybe
be
not
paid
bodyguard.
more
How about this?
than what
A
we pay
mercenary. I'm sure there are plenty of soldiers of fortune in every
So
place on Earth.
we
I
haven't
kinda
reached
feel
out.
safer
We haven't
being in a
reached
vault.
out. We haven't reached out to like let's say the U.S. Embassy here. Honestly, we might have better luck getting loyal American.
Well, too bad none of us
Mercenaries.
were British citizens. It would be easier.
Yes, it would. Or French.
Put it this way, we'll just keep it with us in the hotel.
But we have to leave.
If we leave the hotel, then
We can't take it with us.
no.
I feel like that we should put it in a
There's a
vault.
smaller safe in your hotel room, I'm sure. You have the luxury suite here.
Is it nailed down? Is it not going anywhere?
It's mounted onto as part of the you know,
Foundation or whatever.
the part of the building's infrastructure.
So
Okay, so I would feel good that if we did that, put it in a safe, and then hired somebody to be outside the door or something, do
That's-
not let no one in this
that's
room.
what I was going for. Yeah.
I would feel safe with that then.
So
But
somebody
you-
was there while we weren't.
Guys, we know one thing. Well, we know a couple things since we've studied some of these books. Is not everything needs to walk through a door to get into this room. Not everything has a body to be able to take our shit.
That's why we need ancient alien architecture. We have to like build a dimensional vault. I suggested that like an hour ago.
I know. It just came right back to that. We might have a point now. We might need to learn ancient alien architecture to build our own vault. An impenetrable vault.
Or use one of the pyramids that were already built or whatever. The one in Peru,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to put it in one in Egypt because, you
I
know.
don't know about the one in Peru. Was it infested with vampires?
Well, it had
And the
the
father of maggots?
yeah, it had the
Yeah.
big thing in the center of it, but
Yeah, it was still contained in there.
We just need
made
to know
sure
how to
it couldn't get out ever.
build that gold stuff that the walls are made out of.
Gold?
I don't
Yeah.
know. It was like a gold color substance.
Remember that big gold rod that?
No, it was a belt or something that you use as like a flail or some shit, wasn't it?
No, it was a big rod.
Oh, what's
It
it?
was just like a brick that we
Oh,
had to
a
put
brick.
Oh,
back.
you thought we
Yeah.
put a piece of foil over the hole? Is that your imaginings?
Bubble gum and duct tape. That's all we need. All right. So that's all done. Now,
All right.
what are we going to do? What leads do we have still here in Egypt?
The middleman, I'll say it
Wait,
for
is
Sorry.
that all
first.
done?
The middleman.
I don't think that was all done.
Yeah, we're
we
current
are.
now,
I
people.
think that was
As far as where we're leaving
The Clive
stuff at?
dig we've not been to.
So far, we have
That's
a,
number 2.
everything is in the safe here.
The
Okay.
We have everything.
voodoo woman that lives in the
in-
southern
in
city. I don't
Elra,
remember the name
where
of
is
it. Maybe
this?
Memphis, maybe something else.
Let me see it.
You want a photocopy of?
She is a
I will
mystic
photocopy them, but I'm going to take pictures
who lives
first,
in
too.
the town of. Fuck, I lost the page.
Who is it, that lady?
El Wasta, southeast of the pyramid
Yeah.
of
Meridian. Meridian.
Medium.
Meridian.
And yeah, that place.
Do we want to pay her a visit?
Her name is Nuri. Her son worked for the Carlyles. She is an old wise woman. Yeah. We should visit her because trying to think about why we wanted to talk to her. She knows. I think it's just like she knows.
She's just been around forever. She knows she might.
Najar talked about her.
Right. We also.
I thought she was fighting against the cult. Wasn't she an enemy of the cultists?
I don't know that answer.
That's how I thought we heard about her. Because we asked.
I also have something called Gezira Muhammad, north of Cairo. I don't know what that note is.
Don't remember that at all.
Nah. Oh, never mind. I think I may have scribbled some other stuff, but north of Cairo, that is the home of Omar Shakti at the cotton plantation.
Yes.
I think we were going to talk to the old wise woman because she's like been there forever, and plus her son worked for the Carlisle
Yeah.
expedition.
Yeah, and I think we're going to try to tie in visiting her and going to the Clive expedition site at Memphis together. But I don't remember like what we're doing with the Clive expedition. So Nate, you asked a question 20 minutes ago. What was that question again?
Well, the Clive expedition wasn't
About
there.
what are our leads in Egypt, right?
Yeah, like what? So, all right. So we got all the artifacts. We did our recap.
Yeah.
All right. So now, what are we doing?
We're going
After
insane. Researching books.
All right.
Are we just gonna chill and research books? Are we going to go out into the city and start to follow up on some of these leads. We know that we've assumed that we have cleansed the site here by destroying the sarcophagus and taking the artifacts.
That's right.
Which means we have
And-
13 days
And
until
banishing the visage of the
of
Pharaoh.
the Black Pharaoh. Right.
So one of the things with the cleansings that you needed to do is you needed to disrupt the cult
Yes.
as part of a cleansing.
Yeah.
So
You have not done that here.
we need to start.
You also did not disrupt the cult in London, which is
Right.
why you were not able to.
That's right.
The only place you have really disrupted the cult was New York City.
Yeah.
Well, in China, kind of.
No.
You
You
don't think so?
disrupted Great Dragon Island.
Yeah, but that's where we thought the summoning thing was going to happen anyway.
But
That's the
you
launch
didn't do
site.
anything to Ho Fang.
Nope. But
Yeah,
if
we
we don't
need
have a
to-
summoning location, you can go out and.
We don't really know if that was the site of where this artifact needed to be put. We didn't know that location. What we did know is that the Grey Dragon Island was a secret launch site for something that was being built there. So we don't really know if that is the site that needed to be.
Oh,
Well,
you
for
might-
sure,
That's the ballistic missile.
we're
site?
here.
Yeah.
We're here in Cairo,
Yeah.
which means that we need to start going toe to toe now with
With the big baddies.
With the big baddies,
Right.
Which
Right.
happens to be
Omar al-Shakti.
Or we could
Yes.
run away to Australia, like we always do, or go back to China.
So we have.
we need to start doing
Maybe that was
putting
one of the
feelers out
reasons-
to about the black or the
I think that's
Dark
one of the,
Brotherhood
Mhm.
and start seeing what we can start turning up.
I think that's one of the reasons why we're going to see the wise old woman, because we were going to see if she knew anything to give us leads
Yeah,
on
that's a
anybody
good idea.
besides
And
Omar.
Basart definitely does, because he's the one who took the artifacts from Omar al-Shakti to give to Najjar to sell to the Carlyles.
And this might be a lead. One of the handouts we got, it talks about a Dr. Warnock who is treating a bunch of insane people, like a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's an actual lead, but
But they're actually playing cricket in Alexandria. Isn't that the important article?
he has an asylum here, basically.
Okay.
Now, me being a doctor, I might be able to see if there's anything
Yeah.
there.
Which
Thousands of new cases of lunacy.
yeah, so that's this was the part that mattered from this.
Oh,
But we like the other side.
I like the other side. That sounds promising. If we could tie in the
I figured because it was the Carlisle party, but I'm looking at the back. I'm like, that seems relevant because
It may
if
seem
there's-
relevant, but I'm going to give you
Okay.
it's not.
It's not. All right.
Does the Ionian Bank carry ion stones?
Yeah, but you can't walk through Cairo discreetly while you got a
Oh,
rock whipping around your head.
I'm gonna hit the bathroom.
Let's go talk to the lady, the wise old lady. How far away
Let's
is she?
do that.
She is 3 hours away south, or something like that.
3-hour tours.
I think we
It
should
could
go
be
talk to
dangerous.
her and see what we can find out
No,
from her.
that's-
She might
that's a
give us
great
some more
idea.
connections instead of just Omar. She might give us some more information of
And Basart.
Who-
We definitely need to find Basart.
yeah.
And start putting out feelers for this cult. Where they hang out.
We need to be pretty.
They hang out under the Sphinx.
I don't know about
I was just
anymore.
trying to help them.
What about the Dr. Clive? What was that guy about?
He is the head of the Clive expedition that is in
The dig in Memphis.
The dig in Memphis, and he's the one whose expedition originally found that hidden temple or hidden room in the temple whose name I can't never remember. The small pyramid of Giza that had the original.
It begins with an M or
sarcophagus.
an N.
M. That had the original sarcophagus of Nitocris, and I don't know if he or his crew brought. No. Dr. Kafour says that he found the sarcophagus of Nitocris, but it was stolen. So maybe the Clive is not necessarily fully a part of what the fuck is going on. Because if he was, then why would he report that sarcophagus stolen if being a member of the Brotherhood wanted it to go to the resurrection room?
Well, you see, he was reporting to the Penhew Foundation because they were sponsoring him.
Oh.
He might not be in on it, but he was doing their work for them. And once he said, "Hey, we found this," they told the cultists, and then they stole it.
But
maybe they didn't even steal it. Maybe he is just saying they stole it.
But
we
it
don't
was
know that
stolen.
for sure.
But his argument is, why even claim you found it? Why even report it stolen? Why say anything at all?
Yeah, it was reported as stolen. And Dr. Kafora knew that
But
it was
wasn't
stolen.
it was reported as stolen? But the other guy said that Needle Crease got up and walked away.
But you remember, this dude was he's a serious alcoholic.
Right.
So what he saw, maybe, was the sarcophagus being taken away.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like Nitocris rising up out of it and just walking away. His words were something like, he thought he saw Nitocris walk away with
I asked
two
him
guards.
if she spoke, and he said yes.
Yeah.
In ancient Egyptian.
But he can read ancient Egyptian. So
But we can't.
But he-
okay,
but he
because he's a
couldn't-
drunk, we're
he
not going to
couldn't
believe
verbally
him. But because
understand
he's
it.
a doctor, we're going to believe him.
I'll repeat that. I'm sorry.
Because he's a drunk, we're not going to believe him. But because he's a doctor or an archaeologist, we're going to believe him.
I
That is-
think we can believe that events happened that he says happened, but not in the way that he's telling us.
So,
The
so-
Nitocris' sarcophagus was discovered. He was there when it was discovered, but it was taken, and he watched it being taken, and his drunk ass thought that it was Nitocris who walked away, but what it was, rationally thinking of this, is what it was a group of people taking the sarcophagus away. That's my spin.
so we
on
need to
it.
see Clive too.
Possibly.
Well, what do we want to go to first?
The wise old lady I would like to go to first.
All right, well, let's go there first. Then we got to start this somewhere.
Yeah.
Might as well start.
So
there.
here's a question: we can do Clive and we can do the woman if we have to go south, because south is also Memphis. So the question to you, John, is how far away is El Wasta from Memphis?
Do you guys have a map of Egypt?
And one more
Yeah.
question.
Just
too.
turn
Where's
right in
Bassart?
Albuquerque.
Is Bassart right here by us?
You don't know. You guys haven't
You
tried.
think-
No one has attempted to track down Bassart.
Let's try to. Where's he at? Let's find out where he's at. Because that's
Well,
what we want to
wait,
see.
what would you do
Bassart-
first?
Diana, come on! You said you wanted to go see the wise old woman who
Well,
is
but
out of Cairo.
I'm thinking that if Bassart's here, let's talk to him, and then we'll take the 3-hour tour.
We
and
don't
go
have
down
any
and talk to
idea
her.
where he is.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, how do we find out?
We know where the old lady is. We know where Memphis is.
How do we find out? Well, maybe she'll tell us. I don't know.
Okay, so that's just Cairo. You don't have. We don't have one.
we
of
have a
all of
world
Egypt.
map, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's
So that's
Okay,
that's
here-
not gonna.
Here,
unless you have another handout.
I'm just trying to save time.
don't
If
think
Bassart's
I
like right
do.
next door to us,
Let me
let's go
look.
talk to him, and then we'll go down and see this lady and this.
well, he's a Dutch citizen. Oh wait, was he Dutch, or am I thinking of Van Halen
Van
here?
Hooven.
Van Hooven.
Van Hooven.
Hooven.
Nate, somewhere in your books is a what is Bassart's first name?
Warren.
Warren Bassart. Okay.
Wait, where did I write that down? Is this under contacts?
He was
or
Cairo
no, bad
agent.
guys?
He is a lead. He's a lead for Cairo. And the reason why he is a lead,
I don't have him down here. So what's
He's not.
we don't know him.
You haven't met him.
We haven't met
That's
him.
why he's not
Okay.
a contact or
Warren
anything.
Bassart.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I'm
when-
relying on you, no kid.
So we got the letter in New York. That's it. I think it was a New York
Yeah,
letter.
it was.
All right, so I got to look at this New York thing and find that letter.
Back to the beginning.
Yep.
So we know where the wise woman is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We know where
Hugh, pull those scrolls out.
the other guy you said is
Clive.
There we go. It should be easier to navigate through.
Clyde.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bassart is French.
So Clive is
French.
where the wise woman is.
That doesn't mean
We
nothing.
need
Could
to
be
know
in
where
America.
Bassart is.
Wait, why do you say Clive is where the wise woman is?
I
No.
thought
No,
that's what
no,
you said.
We know two things. We know that Awassa is south of Cairo, and we know that Memphis is south of Cairo.
Yes.
That's all.
Okay.
So I'm trying to tie this sort of loop together. So if we're gonna go south, and we're gonna let's see if we can hit both Memphis and.
If we're not busy
Alaska.
running away from the first encounter.
Yes, of course.
Such optimism.
I am being optimistic. I told you I'd change.
Okay, M. Warren Bassart. Yeah. Lay. Okay, French. Here's the thing. If he is a French citizen living in Cairo, because his name has come up many times over the years, and this first time that we know of was 1919, but it's come up again. Is he might be a French citizen living in Cairo, which
Possibly.
means he should be on record at the French embassy as being a resident living in Cairo, right?
Maybe. It depends on if he's doing criminal things.
Yeah, I have
If he's like a
Frenchmen in
smuggler of
Cairo.
artifacts.
Yeah. But,
I put it chronologically, so after Peru.
so okay, here's a question, John. What is lay? Oh, Cairo. Never mind. That is just the French. All right. So dragoman. M. Warren Bassart dragoman. What the fuck is a dragoman?
Is that a title?
It says dragoman underneath his name.
Yeah, it's probably like a position or whatever.
All I have is a Frenchman in Cairo. Carlisle's agent.
Okay.
I like your idea of going to the embassy or something and trying to find out if he's listed and where he's resident at.
Right. Memphis is actually quite a bit closer to Egypt than El Wasta.
Okay.
Memphis
Yeah.
is about an hour south of Cairo. El Wasta is about 3 hours south of Cairo.
So
This is stuff on Kenya. Okay.
So, alright, do we want to go find... I mean, if he's in Cairo, we're in Cairo, should we look for M. Warren Bassart?
Yeah. What do we want to
Or
do?
Faraz Najjar?
He's dead.
he's dead. Yes.
You've met Faraz Najjar.
And then a day
So we
later.
went Clive
Faraz
for
Najjar
a
was the
short
merchant.
period.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
You
yeah.
met with Najjar. I believe you also paid a visit to a mosque with Najjar. Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was found dead the next morning. So
That's right.
Murray is in the town of El Wasta, which is
Yep.
the south
About 3 hours
3
south.
hours
of
south.
Cairo.
3
Cairo.
hours.
And we could do this.
And then you said Clive.
Is 1 hour
is
south.
1
He
hour.
said Memphis was about an hour south.
Is that by boat? By what?
Probably train.
Is Awasta accessible by train?
Not directly. It's not that large of a town.
Okay, so we'll have to like train as far south as we can, and then hop on a boat to travel the rest of the way down.
But Memphis isn't a modern city either, isn't it? Just a bunch of ruins.
No, but there's a lot of traffic to the road.
So they bothered to build railroad tracks there.
Tourists. There's money. Tourists and archaeologists.
Maybe. What if Bassart's like right here in this hotel? He could be right here.
He could be in the room right next to yours.
He could be.
You should go knock on the door.
He's a Frenchman.
He's
in
inside
Cairo.
the safe.
You know he's living high on the hog out here.
I think he would be pretty damn underground because he took artifacts from the Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
You can go ask K4 if he's ever
Well,
heard
this
of
is
him.
a very
He did.
secure hotel
Oh wait.
to be safe in.
I don't think we ever asked K4 about him at all.
Museum. Yes, we did. Exhibition in Memphis, Carlisle. Yeah, he told us about Bassart and
Oh.
items of the Black Pharaoh.
So does he know where he's at?
No.
So how do we find out where Bassart's at? Like, can we see if he's here?
Anybody want to spend a point of bureaucracy?
I can do that.
All right. Spending a point of bureaucracy, you check with the French embassy.
Hey, that was my idea.
It was your idea, but you didn't actually do it.
It worked.
I don't have bureaucracy. Oh, wait, yes, I do.
And you find that Bassart's current address is the Red Door on the Street of Scorpions
Oh, that sounds really nice.
in the Darb al-Amar, which translates to the Red Alley. The Red Alley is another bazaar in the old city. And nothing bad has ever happened to you when you venture into the old city afoot.
No. Not when I carry a Tommy gun.
Hey, Mahmoud.
Yes.
How dangerous is the Street of Scorpions?
It is not my first place to go. Why do you ask?
We might have to go to the Red Alley.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Is that really your best idea?
Have you heard of a
It's
place
not
called
the
the Red
best
Door?
idea.
Not offhand, but I could look into it.
Could rely on him to do it.
Yeah, let's
get
have
him
him
to
go look
check
at
it
it and
out.
see what it is.
Yeah.
And we could always have him deliver maybe a message. Maybe we don't have to go to Bassart. Maybe Bassart can come to us.
Good idea.
But we need to craft it in a way that would pique his interest enough to come.
Yes.
Sir, you have won the lottery. I mean, just
No, I would say
Yeah.
name a couple of the items that we got.
We
The
definitely have the black,
the
the bust of the Black Pharaoh.
the necklace.
I don't want
or-
to mention that. Remember, we just stole that.
Okay, so I don't remember. So, yeah, mention something that we have that would pique his interest. But the bust.
The bust.
Just have him say that. Do you want to know about this?
No. We need something more along the lines of, because he acquires things, right? Or fences them, is what
you
I'm
have
guessing.
won 1,000 pounds. Please come to collect your reward.
That sounds so suspicious, though.
I'll
If he's
craft-
like,
But not
I will
back
craft
then.
a letter, like,
Well, he
Remember-
was Carlisle's agent too.
flattering letter.
I don't know. Why do you think an agent does that?
Basically,
I think he stole some art objects from El Shakti, and then sold them to
The merchant.
the merchant.
Nijar stole the items from El Shakti
Oh,
and provided them to Bassard.
Bassart was the middleman
Mm-hmm.
that gave them to Carlisle.
that's right. That's what
So
started this
he-
whole
Sorry for
reason.
interrupting.
He was the middleman
I'm so
between them.
Okay.
So we can.
What was his profession listed at as at the French
Embassy.
Export specialist.
Excellent.
Was he the one who Mustafa said he hated?
No, that was the shop owner.
Oh, that was the shop owner.
Yeah, that's something.
Nijar.
Okay.
What if we told him we were? What isn't it Carlisle's sister? That no.
I don't want to go down the Carlisle. What I want to go down is something.
Well, the Carlisle has worked so well when we mentioned it to everybody previously.
But Bassart.
Well, that's actually a not bad idea. See, that doesn't
I
imply
think
that we know.
I
that
think
we,
putting it as a third person, like, dear sir,
You won the lottery.
he's come to our attention through
promise we're
mutual
not the Black
friends,
Brotherhood.
and then I can name drop
please meet us in this
Carlisle.
clandestine destination.
We're the
that
White
you
Sisterhood.
are proficient at acquiring rare artifacts of Egyptian history. I represent a very interested buyer in
New York City.
or Boston or something like that. I'm thinking
Awesome.
one of our safe houses that if he sends a letter to, they can send something back. And I'm currently in Cairo and would love to meet with you. If possible, could you meet at, I'll say,
the museum. I don't want
Friday for lunch, and I'll go to a
an established.
Wait, what's today?
right.
We want Friday. We want like.
It's Wednesday.
Okay. So you write
Right.
this carefully couched letter
Yes.
trying to establish a meeting and give it to Mahmoud.
Yes, to deliver to the Red
And
Door.
okay. Give it to Mahmoud.
It has hotel letterhead too.
Yeah.
At the top of it. So he knows where we're at.
About an hour and a half later, Mahmoud comes back. I could not find the man you were looking for.
Is the red door burned down?
No, it is there, but it is a clothing shop. The man who owns it His name was Abu Edrag. He said he did not know anyone by the name Basart.
What was the man's name?
Boo.
Abu, A-B-O-U, he is not a monkey. Udre, U-D-H-R-E-H.
U-D...
H-R-E-H. It was a clothing shop, and not a particularly nice one. I would not wear anything from that place.
So was your address from 1919?
No, it came from the
Yeah,
embassy.
but what date was it?
It's
Who
current.
knows?
Yeah.
It's current, yeah. Did you leave the letter at least?
I did not trust this
Abu.
clothier with anything.
So you did ask Abu and he didn't know him.
Well, we're going to be heading out of town for a little bit. The man we're looking for is a European.
Frenchman.
If you wouldn't mind looking over the red door and seeing if a European were to go in there, since if it's a poor clothing shop, it would be very odd for a white man to be going there.
I can watch it. So the next morning, with that directive, Mahmoud comes back to you and says, I saw someone stumbling in and out of the shop, and his complexion did look very pale. He left in the evening and came back very late at night.
So this is Thursday?
Sure. Thursday morning at breakfast. Mahmoud is very good about it, showing up for breakfast.
So if he doesn't arrive one day, then we know something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should
Figure out where he's going.
but
Okay,
give
well,
him
we
some
know-
money. I need you to buy us clothing that will help us blend.
I think he already did
I
the
think
last
I think
time.
he's already
did.
done
yeah,
that
yeah,
for you.
yeah.
You have-
We already have
Less conspicuous.
yeah.
Then I think it's tonight we should also hang out around that area.
Okay.
We're not leaving town.
So yeah, it takes us, what, a couple hours to go down there? Let's go down there and see that.
Memphis or the voodoo lady?
We can maybe pay. So maybe we could do this to sort of do all this shit together. Because over the course of the next few days, we can have Mahmoud follow this dude, and we'll make sure we'll pay Mahmoud a little extra for doing this. And then we'll take our trip south to El Wasta, make our way back north to hit Memphis, and then back into Cairo. And then when we come back, then Mahmoud will have an answer about where he's going. If it is
Yes.
him, he'll have more days to determine if he's a white dude.
Maybe he can get close enough to see and find out if he hears a name dropping or something.
Yeah, or
I like it.
So then, so just in case that we're gone for more than just a day, because that
Just
Sense
for
trouble?
the sake of the story, how about you go and find Basart before you go down south?
I had a vision, guys. Unbelievable.
Who's casting dreams?
Alright, I think we're going... Alright, so then... We go wait in the alleys. Let's go,
Go
let's go
clothes
get the cat
shopping?
lady. We'll have her dip Basards, because she's sneaky. And she can bring him to us. And we'll see if that's him. We'll have her capture him.
So what do you
and bring
plan
him.
on? What do you plan on paying her with?
Your kindness.
No. Praise to Bast.
But I already have to do that every day.
Yeah.
I meow in the bazaar for like at least an hour.
I don't think that's sufficient for her. That's probably why she hasn't been coming around helping us.
I mean, we don't have L's people to go capture her, so I feel like the cat lady's pretty sneaky. She can get him, snatch him up off the street, and then we can just interrogate him, find out who he is.
It would not be that hard to track him down. I assure you, he is let's say, intoxicated in the evening.
Did you see where he came out of, or just seen him come out of?
He comes out of the shop.
Oh, he comes out of the shop drunk?
He comes out of the shop less drunk and returns more drunk.
All right, we go follow him.
So he's more or less drunk.
Cool.
Just so talented.
Him and Van Hooven should get together.
Yeah, drinking buddies.
Maybe they do get together. All right, yeah, let's go see him.
That'd be funny.
Let's go hang out.
Yeah, how close is that one bar that we were at to the Red?
It was
it's
an
not
alley
close.
also.
Okay.
It's not.
It was a different alley.
It was an alley
There's so
though.
many.
Yes.
There's so many streets and alleys in Cairo.
Yeah. There's an endless assortment of them.
Yes.
All right. So you guys track down Bassart. Probably ambush him at night
Yes.
and get into his room, which is the back room of this clothing shop. And it's a nasty place. There's a bed that looks like it was last cleaned sometime last century. A couple of cushions and a table that's got all, it's like the wood in it is all worm eaten. Bassart's eyes track separately, and he's
Like Lazy Eye?
more or less. But lazy eye it would be if they were both lazy. Yeah.
Okay.
They both kind of track separately. And, well, he tells you this.
Warren n'est pas là. Warren Maginot. It's very important that I smoke the rest of this pipe. Yes, plunk down a few pounds and sit yourself down and we shall talk of choses merveilleuses. De plus grand chose que vous ne l'imaginez. No Frenchy. Merde. Madala Tagalamna Bia Lerabia? No? Anglais. English it is. Carlisle. Feels like a lifetime ago. It can't have been more than 5 or 6 years now. It was in the winter. Maybe January or February. There was a lawyer. He wanted me to be an agent, a purchasing agent for Roger Carlyle himself. The wealthy American. It's no object.
Oh, batteries acting.
I told him, oui, monsieur, and got the things he wanted. Got them from Faraz Najjar, antiquities dealer. He could get his hands on anything, especially when money is no object. I whisked Carlyle's items out of the country. A little backsheesh and whoosh! They're off to the Penhew Foundation in London. I buy a handful of ancient trinkets, nothing too special. A monkey could have done it. Got them there in plenty of time for Carlyle and his friends to see them there.
Batteries acting up.
This was, maybe April. They came here. Cairo. The Carlyle expedition in all their glory. I was their man, arranging their equipment and permits, traveling along with him to smooth out any difficulties with the locals,
All right,
the
this is acting up,
authorities.
so- Traveling along with them to smooth out any difficulties with the locals or the authorities. Difficulties. Huh. The dig was to be at Dashur, the bent pyramid. Magnifique! The sides are not straight, you know. Up, and then whoop, bent! Over like that. Weeks later, I was at our camp at Dashur, and Jack Brady came running up. He was scared out of his mind. And this was not like him. He tells me, Carlyle, Miss Masters, Sir Aubrey, and Dr. Houston went inside the bent pyramid and never came out. He was sure there was some foul play. The diggers had fled the site. No work, no people, no expedition. we did not know what to do. So, I opened a bottle of cognac, and we drank. Oh my, did we drink! The next morning, as the sun comes up, Evuila! Who do you think we see coming from the bent pyramid? We were overjoyed at first. What happened? Where were you? We could tell they had found something wonderful, something important. But Sir Aubrey forbade them from speaking. Not a word. You could see it, though. They had changed. Something about them was different, and not for the better. Warren, he is a clever fellow. He knows when not to ask questions. Mon Dieu, what a day! In the nighttime, an old woman, she came to my tent. She tells me her son is one of the diggers I hired. Before I could send her away, she tells me her son and the other men, they fled because Carlyle and the others had consorted with an ancient evil. The messenger of the black wind, she called it. The souls of the Europeans are lost, she tells me. What, me? No, she says, not you. Not the big man. The diggers. They called Brady Big Man because, well, you've seen him, no? By now, I have had enough of this. But before I can send her away, she whispers, you need proof? Go see for yourself. Go to the collapsed pyramid at my doom, the night before the dark of the moon, at the time when the moon is slimmest. Que idiot! I went. Que terrible! I told Brady I was going to Cairo for a night on the town, but instead I went to my doom. Ha! I listened. I went. I was there. Warren, imbecile! I sat alone in the dark until they came. Hundreds of them. Following Carlyle and the others. The things they did! Some kind of rite and a ritual obscene and horrid with 1,000 madmen. Obscene, immonde, dégoûtant. The very desert came alive, crawling and undulating toward the ruins of the pyramid. Putain de merde! The ruins themselves became a skeletal, bulging-eyed thing. Strange creatures rose from the sands, grasped the dancing cultists, and one by one tore out their throats, killing them all dead, all of them. But not my dear employers. They remained, and one other robed person. Have you heard enough now? No, there is more. Something more came up from the sand, huge, the size of an elephant, but with 5 separate shaggy heads. Then I realized what it was, but no, I must not speak its name. But it ate them. Ate the bodies, swallowed them whole, devoured, leaving only the 5 of them standing on the blood-soaked sand. Poor Warren fainted. I don't know for how long, but I turned and walked straight into the desert, away from that place. I thought nothing would be better. Kalini, you're one! Before the dawn, I stumbled up a rise of sun. Mon Dieu! I saw them, hundreds of them, an army of dark sphinxes, rank upon rank, crouched on their haunches, waiting for the hour of madness to spring forth, to devour the world. I left this world again, this time for many months. The man found me, helpless, a baby, a lunatic. 2 years he and his mother cared for me. Poor Warren, mindless and adrift, merciful, forgetfulness. In time, I forgot much of this and began to live again. I came back to Cairo. But the dreams have come. Dreams and memories, infernal nightmares. Hashish helps some. Opium is even better. Do you have some?
Yeah, you do, Doc.
My supply is all but gone, and I cannot bear the night without it. Please, I must have money to obtain more. Perhaps you could help poor Warren? Madness, it grips me at every moment. For the love of God, don't leave me like this. Everything is lost. There's no hope for any of us. They wait everywhere, and my pipe is empty. Madam. He breaks down in tears.
I throw some money down on the table for him. I feel
He
bad.
scrambles
I
at
feel
it
bad for him.
and looks up at you and then takes off running out the door. You're pretty sure looking for his dealer.
Before he runs off.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to tackle him, right?
Before he runs off, I'll here, sit down.
Sit down for a minute.
As you put your hand on the money.
Yeah. Hold on a
He's
second.
looking at the money and at his empty pipe, and the money and his empty pipe.
The doctor pulls out a small vial of heroin.
Oh.
So the Sphinx army wasn't
Not heroin.
in the desert,
That's
it was on another world.
Yeah, was that part of a dream that he had? Or like after his mind fucking snapped?
These dreams, he said
He said it
they
was
come
in
back
Maydoun.
recently.
Huh?
Yeah.
I do.
When the hashish
That's
runs out,
in our
they
notes.
come back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you guys have any questions for him? I'm kind of drawing a blank here on it.
Well, I think giving this dude some opium or some heroin would
Calm him down.
calm him down.
I thought you were like the psychoanalyst person.
Well, what I could give him,
Dilettante.
I could give him something from my
But she
medical
doesn't have
bag.
psychoanalyzed? I thought that's how we
calm
got
him
all of
down.
our stability back.
I'm sure I have
Oh,
a
yeah.
sedative of some
I
kind.
do have psychoanalyzed.
So you can do that some trickeration on this guy.
Yeah, you could.
Does
sort
this rag smell like chloroform?
of- Would you smell this for me, please? What does it smell like to you?
Like what? To
Medically
make him think
speaking.
he's okay?
Yeah, or to try to get some more
Medically speaking,
information
this
out of
guy's
him.
pretty much.
His body is roached by all the drugs he's done, and his mind is
Pretty much roached.
is
from
roached by
his-
the things he believes he saw.
So at this point, it's just mercy. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll give him a good sedative. That
Okay.
yeah.
So
Well, you're saying he was on another plane, but he said my dude, didn't he?
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
the
the
ritual
town of the pyramid,
Where you've been.
or that's where we were.
But
Right.
but if you listened, he said that the army of the Sphinx weren't in like Egypt; they were in another world. So you need to use your trickeration to try to figure out if you can get him to tell you where that was, if he knows.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say here what happened.
Well,
That's
no,
why
we
we need
now have
her to-
two accounts of the same event.
He witnessed something awful in the desert.
He witnessed the same thing that Brady witnessed. Remember his?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But his accounting was that it was just slaughter. I don't know if he mentioned monsters coming out of the desert. We'll have to
No,
look.
he did.
He did?
Yeah.
But what we don't know is that at what point did Warren's mind crack? And when he thought that he was running away, does he think that he saw hundreds of sphinxes, as he's running through the desert trying to escape the horrific event he just saw? I'm thinking that what he saw was in his own mind at that point, regardless of the things he thinks he saw coming and killing the dancers at the ritual.
And then something came up and ate all the dancers. All
He
the,
thinks
the
some
dead.
5-headed elephant thing with shaggy heads ate everybody, except for 5, and that would probably be the people from the Carl expedition that went into the pyramid and came out a day later.
And
But somebody found him, and then he and his mother cared for him until he sort of became Sam.
Well, okay, so Brady, in his account,
So that might be the
this is what happened
the
between.
witch woman that we're going
Yes.
This is what happened right after Carlisle went up and pulled the seal off the pyramid. Because Brady says the next day, all those guys, all of them. Let's see here.
So was she there, the old woman? By his.
That sounds like, by his account, the old woman, the mystic woman, whose son was working as a digger for the Carlisle expedition.
Right.
So, 2 days after he pulled the thing off the top, according to Brady's, Roger, Penn, Houston, and Patty, they gave him the slip and ducked into the bent pyramid. So I sent some men out to look for him, and they came back shouting that the pyramid has eaten them. Well, that sets off the rest of the diggers, and soon they're all running around scared out of their wits. 10 minutes later, the whole site's deserted. The only one left was me, so I went inside the pyramid. Sure enough, there's nobody in there. Now I'm talking, we've got a real problem. But a long time later, I guess it was the next morning, they all come out of the pyramid. I'm like, what the hell? Roger, all perky, saying that they've been to Egypt, the real Egypt.
So the bent pyramid is where this is happening?
I'm thinking he witnessed what happened after Brady was given the slip. That's what happened after.
Yeah, and that's when Brady comes to him and says, those three went into the bent pyramid and never came out. And then Warren says there's everybody left, so we got drunk. So the next morning, the following morning after those three disappear into the bent pyramid, they come out. What does Brady say about that?
Okay, so
That night,
some nights I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I'd hear all of them talking this creepy lingo. I kept after Roger about it, and finally he said he'd show me a demonstration of what they'd learned that night. We went out to the desert one night with a passel of Arabs. Roger and them started screaming these weird words and kind of chanting while Penhu's beating on that drum they got from the jar. I know this will sound crazy. It still sounds insane to me, but I swear to you, it's what I saw out there. These creatures, you'd call them. They started coming up out of the sand and eating the Arabs, while Roger and the others, they just laughed. That was enough for me. I settled in with a bottle and did my best to drown the memory of that sight. Roger found me the next day and informed me that he didn't like my attitude. I owed the kid, sure, but I mean, come on. Something bad was going on here. I didn't want to be part of it, and I figured I owed Roger to try to get him out too. I guess it was Sir Aubrey who announced we were heading to Kenya. On the trip, Roger finally filled me in a little. They had found a god, a true god, who would rule the earth. We could rule with that god as somehow we were his chosen ones. He had picked us up to open the way for his return to earth. I didn't believe it, not totally, but something was going on here. And I swear Penny seemed to be getting younger and livelier every week. Patty, she was sick a lot around then. And Houston, he just seemed nuts to me. And then he talks about when he got into Kenya, he spirited him off. So he didn't go into detail about what happened with the beasts. He just said he settled in with a bottle. He settled in with so-and-so.
yeah, he watched the whole thing happen. The desert came
so
alive.
he saw it happen too.
Yeah.
Now, I just picked up something here. Patty was sick a lot around then. Normally, my mind goes straight to morning sickness.
Yeah, right.
So,
Shit. Nyarlathotep is already alive.
We're all gonna die.
We're all dead.
oh, we're already going.
Well, what's that thing that you summoned out of the sand? The face of the sand or something?
Yeah, you want to talk to him?
You do.
No, you're making a request.
No,
All
I'm
right,
not.
so
You might, when we get out there, you might need him.
So he witnessed the same thing. Hundreds of people came, and the Carla and the others, and they did some ritual, and then the desert came alive. He says the runes themselves became a skeletal, bulging-eyed thing. Cool.
I think this just points that we should go talk to that lady. She seems to
Yep,
know a little more
I agree.
about this.
Well, maybe she's not an addict.
We'll find out.
Maybe.
Well, she's probably not an eyewitness either.
If she is, then she probably
She
has
was
some good
there.
stuff we could
No.
imbibe as well.
She helped him
recover.
She didn't watch
yeah,
it
but she's
happen.
close to there,
But
so she might know about it because she is.
She knew
She
what was
did
gonna
direct
happen.
him to-
She knew what was
yeah.
going to happen because she says this. She says, yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
She says that Carlisle and the others had consorted with an ancient evil, the messenger of the Black Wind. She called it. The souls of those Europeans were
We've heard that before.
Yes, but that
Black
was
Wind was from
Kenya.
No.
Yeah. The
Or was that
mountain.
Australia?
Nope, the
It was
mountain.
Kenya? Okay.
Yeah. What is the souls of the No, not you. Not the big man. Brady was the big man in this case. Before I can send her away, she whispers to me, "You need proof. Go see for yourself. Go to the collapsed pyramid in Madam the night before the dark of the moon, at the time when the moon is slimmest."
So she knows about
So
it.
she knows about these rituals.
Well, that probably doesn't happen every single time. That was probably a one shot. I don't think
It
if
would-
we go, there's going to be anything. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think the only reason why it could happen that way because Roger broke the seal, and this ritual was sort of like the coming home ritual. Like, now that the seal is broken, I can use your power to summon you or to bring your presence closer to the surface.
So was
But maybe there is some ritualistic murder going on there in that area
Every single time?
was
every
that all the
time.
cultists that went there to that area, and then they came out of the sand and killed the
Ate 'em all?
cultists?
Maybe.
Yeah, well, but
Or
Brady-
How are you
Brady-
bringing? How are they bringing cultists to their deaths? Don't they? Deaths? Don't they need the cultists, or they need the cultists for their death?
Yeah, but according to the one cult member that we ran into or overheard or something in Egypt, is that this woman was like willing to be accepted as a sacrifice so she can go fly off into friggin' La La Land
yeah,
after she died.
that was in London.
in London. Yeah.
So they're maybe they're all know when they're going to die.
Well, yeah.
and they're going.
They're insane.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're completely. They
Yeah.
drank the Kool-Aid.
But Brady didn't say that all of them were cultists. Brady said that there were a parade of Arabs and
The people that help
might
part of
have-
the dig or carriers.
Yeah,
or
so
whatever.
not all of the people that went there may have been cultists, but certainly everybody except for a robed figure
were
probably
sacrificed.
Omar, were sacrificed. So regardless of who is a cultist and who is not, everybody who was there is dead, except for the Carlisle people and a robed figure, probably Omar al-Shakti.
I think that's safe to assume that, yes.
So, and the reason they're not dead is because they probably made a deal with.
With the Black Pharaoh, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm thinking they went into the bent pyramid the same way we did,
And they
or
said,
something
"What can
similar,
I give you?"
and when
Or
the Black
poor-
Pharaoh appears, they're like, okay, we worship you.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? The point
Like he
is,
offered us something, right?
let's talk to this lady. She obviously knows.
But
some
certainly
stuff.
something sort of like started the impetus to start this expedition, and it was Bassart getting
Penhew.
artifacts.
Penhew.
Oh, Penhew was the catalyst.
Yeah, like from the very beginning, it was.
Why
No,
would
it was the girl,
it was the girl?
the princess.
Yeah.
That's right.
Penhew and them all joined on after Carlisle. When
She
did
was
Carlisle
obsessed with it,
meet
I think.
her?
In New York.
Yeah.
Yes.
In New York?
That's right.
Before he met everybody
He
else,
called
right?
her his
That's right.
princess too. I
That's
had
right.
that down here.
She said she was a princess of
Something or
Nairobi
another.
or something like that, right? But more importantly, we also discovered that she was like a card reader or some shit like that in New York before she sort of like got wrapped up in Carlisle. So was she a part of the cult crap, or was she a con woman? I don't think we really truly.
What, Miss
know.
Hypatia Masters, right?
No.
No. Moever.
Moever.
The one you're thinking
Oh,
of.
yeah.
Oh, was that Jack's girlfriend?
Hey, we know what
No.
Omar al-Shakti looks like,
We got his portrait.
right there.
Cool.
The one with the fez. And the guy we were just talking to is that dapper fellow with the pit helm on.
Awesome. So we do know. All right. Well, that's one thing that wasn't in any of our notes. Omar Al-Shakti was with the Carlyles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we've assumed that it was, but now we actually have proof that it is.
Yes, he's labeled as local dignitary.
Local bad guy.
Local dignitary. All right. Well, so I guess here's the question I have for.
Bussards, that's his name.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the question is. It came to me and then disappeared.
The girl. Is it about the girl?
Is that girl? Is she in the photo?
She's not in the photo.
Is Hypatia?
Hypatia's in the photo. Here.
Yeah, I guess. What is her name again? Maruri?
No, Hypatia.
No, not her.
Oh, the other one?
Yeah.
I'll try a couple of different names. Let me see. Find the name that you're most.
Muri is the wise old woman.
No, Nuri is the name of her son.
He's talking about the member of.
You're right. That's right.
You're referring to the member of the Carlisle expedition.
Yeah, his like desert princess or
The
whatever.
princess. I'm looking for her right now. Where's that at? I just seen that too not too long ago. Erica has African princess. Roger called Erica his African princess.
No, Erica Carlisle is his sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have the name Moever, but there's other. I feel like there's another name that she went by.
There is, and we discovered that name. Roger met her at the cotton field.
That's correct.
She's the one who chose the expedition. Roger called her African princess, obsessed with Egypt. Okay. Her name is Nashonka Bunye, who is a psychic in Harlem in 1919. And an entertainer at a party of Carlisle before the expedition. That is how they met. That's sort of like the roundabout way of how they met. Does that sound about right?
Yeah. That might have been in.
You looking in the doctor's notes?
That's where I was going to tell you to look.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Bune.
Bune?
Nichonka, Nichonka, Bune, Bune.
Okay, what did I say?
Probably something very similar to
Okay. Shanka Bune.
Alright, it is now 10 to 9, so we should probably be wrapping things up. Is there anything else you guys want to take care of?
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to ask Bassart some questions, but I gotta think.
He is in no condition to answer any questions. He
That's what she's
basically
for.
suffered a
You could
more
fix him.
complete psychotic break in the act of recounting that. Yeah.
Okay. Nate, you are the folder master. Those are Egypt.
Yeah, I gotta get another folder for Egypt. Just put it with
Here, how about this? I think this just has old character shit in it.
I think whatever questions you wanted to ask him, you should save and ask the wise old woman.
Yeah, I mean, I think if anything, she would know more.
Yeah, hopefully she's, like I said, not a drug addict, and she can answer them better.
Mm-hmm.
And we can trust her answers. Because, I mean, it's not like I don't trust his answers, but, I mean,
You
he
have
is
the power
stoned
to,
out of his mind.
You have the power to fix him. You can rebuild him,
You
make
keep
him
telling me
stronger
that,
and faster.
but he says, oops.
Was that me or was that you?
No, it's me.
Oh, okay. I just picked this thing up. I'm like, where the hell did that
Took
come
your
from?
eye out. It would have been on camera, too. It would have been so cool. You keep saying that, but he keeps saying he's in no state of mind.
But that's what you're for. You could fix him.
No.
I just gave him money to get him high.
Yeah.
That's not fixing him. That's anti-fixing him.
Well, I mean,
Define
he
He is
needed
beyond-
drugs, clearly.
She's got psychoanalyzed.
He is beyond any level of.
Need to get some stability back.
Yeah. He's past that point. Alright. Do you want to grab Josh to see if we can
I got it.
stop the stream? But I think that. Oh, you can? Okay. Well, I think that pretty much covers it for tonight.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, hit up our Facebook page, Master of Nyarlathotep at Immortals Inc., and let us know your questions or comments.